Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Drop Frames 2016 E3 coverage. JP here. Let's see if Bethesda sucks as bad as EA does.
Don't say that. Why would you jinx us right off the bat?
Are we? Is it jinx? I don't think so. You actually, no one could suck as bad as EA did. No one. It was bad.
Right.
It was bad. It was real
Was
bad.
it that bad?
Just by not having frame issues, you're already better.
I mean,
It's a good point.
when the highlight of your conference is that fucking Snoop Dogg smoked weed, an everyday occurrence, you know something's fucked up.
The other guy was smoking weed too.
Yeah.
That wasn't even part of their normal press conference.
Excuse me, guys. It could have been tobacco. Let's not just jump to assumption.
That's true. Apparently,
I'm not going to say
I didn't,
whether or not it was marijuana.
I didn't have audio, obviously, when they were showing the Battlefield 1 gameplay. But when they were interviewing all those celebrities before, they interviewed Snoop Dogg. Then they interviewed Wiz Khalifa. And Wiz Khalifa was talking about how him and Snoop always stick together. And they asked what Wiz's secret weapon is. And he goes, I can't really say much more, but Snoop Dogg brought the bomb. He's literally just talking about weed on the fucking EA and then right after that,
Was just weed.
yeah, and then Jamie Foxx and Zac Efron walk up, and they make some allusion to weed. So I think everybody was just high as fuck when they
Oh my
played
god,
Battlefield.
so many just super zoomed in pictures of Zac Efron while he's playing a game, just like
But all the like memes that are like when the graphics are too real.
Yeah,
and he's just zooming on his crying face.
exactly. So that was EA. We'll have it. It's currently being uploaded right now to YouTube, and then once it gets copyright claimed and all that stuff, we'll push that live. So that'll be up later tonight. But right now we got Bethesda, or at least in 18 minutes. And the only thing that we're sure they're going to show is Dishonored 2. Nothing else is for sure. It could be a new Quake. It could even be a new Brink, which would be terrible. I hope they don't go that route, but it could be. It could be an hour of their card game, which is, I know, Co's favorite thing. He's looking forward to that card game. So it could just be a lot of things. We could even see a new Elder Scrolls, which if they show a new Elder Scrolls, it could take the show. I think that would be the hypest thing of the entire show if they show a new Elder Scrolls. But
I will be tweeting one word across 5 distinct 140 character tweets if that were to happen.
what's that word?
I can't spoil that now.
Oh.
five tweets with one letter each. So it's making one word. 5.
And it may even be more than that tweet. I don't know yet. I'm still like logistically
depends.
figuring out how many I will need for this, but we will. Please announce Elder Scrolls 6.
I'm trying to think of some other, like, holy fuck. Like, what would be the Shenmue of Bethesda this year?
Okay, there's some really cool rumors floating around right now. First of all, there's Quake, which is the closest assumption since there was the small leak before then. There's been some rumors of Prey 2.
Prey 2, which...
That could be cool. That would be one of those interesting kind of revival projects. Evil Within 2.
I was
I
going to
saw
say
that.
Evil Within 2 is a Bethesda title, right?
Yep.
Yep.
There's
That
been
could be
a lot of people saying that that's going to happen. The first one wasn't so bad. I know Co enjoyed it. Did anyone else play the Evil Within on the cast?
Oh,
I watched a lot of other people play it.
Yeah? Was it too
Did you see the
spooky?
stream I posted? It was insane. Like,
Yeah.
that scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Oh my
it was-
god, that clip that you linked was so funny. The second that the camera started to zoom in on the bug face, I was like, this is it. This is gonna be the scare. I'm so-
It was so bad. I freaked out so hard.
I think I've actually... Maybe I did see that GIF of you, or the video of Tally freaking out to that game. That was a while back, though. Trying to think if there's any other, like...
An interesting revival there's not a big chance about this, but it would be interesting to see them try to bring back Rage.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
That one was that one was way overhyped, but John Goodman.
Yeah. I don't think that one sold as well too. I don't know if they would bring out a sequel. A lot of people are thinking that, you know, with the success of Doom this year, that they're going to start kind of going down their old titles. So that's why Quake is something that a lot of people are excited for. Now, Wolfenstein 2 is also another title that's been teased a lot.
Wolfenstein.
That would be big.
Wow.
Announcing like a full new Wolfenstein.
Yeah. I think that's pretty likely.
And
I
then
could
of
actually see
course,
that.
I mean, the big one would be completely new IP.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. And
That
if
would
they
be-
did that,
that would be a huge curveball because
And-
I don't think there's been any like even slight hints dropped about anything new from Bethesda, at least in terms of exactly what it is. They've hinted at the fact that they're working on something new,
right.
but I don't think they've at all hinted at it being shown here. So
Right.
that could be big. They pulled a Fallout 4 last year, so
They said 3 projects at Dice. What's the guy's name?
At
who
the
runs it?
at the Dice Awards, who's the lead dev on Fallout? The short guy?
Todd Howard?
Todd Howard, yeah. He was accepting, I think he got
the
like
short guy.
he's short.
You know.
He's short, and he made Fallout. That's Todd, of course. I think he was winning. It might have been a lifetime. I think it was a lifetime achievement award at Dice. And in his acceptance speech, he said that Bethesda was working on 3 games right now. He didn't say the scope or size or anything. He just said 3 games. And so maybe one of those has to be. I mean, after the success of Skyrim, it has to be a new Elder Scrolls.
One of
Sometime.
them is the COD game.
JP, do you remember Battlecry from last year? It was like that. They showed a quick clip of it. It was like the action, like team-based shooter that they showed, and we were just
Yes.
we just like, wrote it off. Do you think they'll do it? Because I haven't heard from that since.
It's been at E3 for 3 years in a row or some shit. Like that game is never gonna be done.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it could possibly true. We've seen a couple of teaser. I think they've shown some teaser footage as well for Mafia 3, so we'll probably see that since this is Bethesda is 2K, of course. 2K has a lot of IPs of their own. One of the big Mafia.
Mafia, man. I only played Mafia 2 for the first time a year or two ago.
Did you like it?
God, that was a hidden gem. Like
Really?
that came like I went in not even a big fan of like Mafia stories and stuff, but that the gameplay with the story, with the characters, all top notch. Highly recommend a streamer. If you've never played Mafia 2, check it out for
Yeah,
sure.
I've never
Great
checked
game.
it out. I've never checked
Great
it
game.
out. And then, of course, we're going to probably see a lot of Dishonored 2 is the one thing we know is going to be here. I think a lot of people want to see some gameplay. That's one thing that was severely lacking in EA's conference, just like it was last year, is just showing the fucking game. Like, just show us something that we're going to actively play rather than your artist drawing on a thing with a stylus and R2-D2 comes on the screen slowly. Like, I'm just not into that. I'm just not
That
into
call
that.
was crazy accurate.
They did it last year too. Like you figured that they got enough feedback on how bad that was last year that they would just be like, maybe we shouldn't do that this year.
Nope.
Maybe we should show some stuff, but maybe not. I do want to read this tweet real quick because Jesse Cox is actually going to be there in the audience. He's a good friend
He's
of all
been
of us.
in line for hours.
Yeah, he's a good friend of all of us on the show, and this tweet made me laugh out loud. He says, "God help me, stuck in line in front of the 2 biggest weebs. They are discussing who they'd save if there was a life note." And it's just the best thing. It's just the best thing. That tweet made me really happy inside.
Holy shit, that's really funny. That took me a split second.
Yeah, so that's good. That's good.
Holy shit.
But let's just go around here as we're about 12 minutes out. Strippin', what's the one thing you hope they, or I guess you expect them to drop, and then your dream drop from them, from Bethesda?
I expect them to drop Dishonored 2. It's kind of great anyway. My dream drop is a new Skyrim, but like I don't think there's gonna be a new Skyrim.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not a new Skyrim, just a new Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
My birds are going ham. 1 second.
Okay. Yeah, I think that would.
They know.
They would set the world on fire if that was actually. Because like we kind of knew Fallout was going to be there last year, right? It wasn't just a surprise out of nowhere. They alluded to Fallout. Yeah, they did. I remember the countdown screen was just the fucking little nuke boy, or what Co's going to tell me. I'm completely wrong. Co, what's the name of the little guy? The nuke kid?
The Pit Boy?
The Pit Boy. Yeah. They had the Pit Boy there on their countdown. So we knew Fallout was going to be there last year. Maybe we're a year out for the new Elder Scrolls. Maybe it's not time. Dodger, what about you? What's the one thing you know or you expect to be there? Then what's the dream?
Oh, they'll for sure touch on Dishonored, which I'm really excited about because they've needed to expand on that world, and they're doing so much like extra multimedia formats. Like they have their comic books coming out and novels and things like that leading up to the game releasing. So if they didn't talk about it, would be like, just throwing away a big opportunity to let everybody know that those things exist and are happening. My dream thing. The dream. I would actually, and I know I already said that I did not play Evil Within 1, but I would love to see them take another crack at that series. In the Evil Within 2, a lot of people had issues with the game not working right. Some people had a perfect playthrough of that game. Were like, wow, that was great. And other people, because of RNG or some sort of element in that game, just found themselves either stuck in one spot or having to redo weird things, or like they had to find a thing that just didn't exist in the game, right? Like, I would love for them to learn from the first one and make another one.
Yeah. All right.
So that I can watch people like Tally scream at it and not ever touch it myself.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. The only times that were like scary in that, and I'm not being like, that game's not that game scared the shit out of me, but the times that it was scary were not in the actual levels. They were kind of in that hub world. And I think, Tally, that was the moment where you got scared, is every time you would come back to that hub world, all the lights would be out, or there would be a picture that wouldn't be there the first time and it would do that slow zoom in bullshit. Like, that's when the game was scary. There were moments of that game that were great. They were just fantastic. But I felt like as it went on, I fucking hated it. And especially towards the end. We talked about this on Drop Frames, Co. Like, towards the end, the ammo was just so scarce and was so hard to find that it actually like made the gameplay really not fun.
Was that the combination of scarce and sparse?
Is that what I did? Scarce? Yes, I think
Scarce.
I did that. Yeah.
Okay.
Look, we're next level here on Drop Frames. All right, we can do that.
Cheers,
Absolutely.
JP.
Cheers.
Did you get high
Cheers,
and
everybody.
order Snoop Dogg and come back?
Yeah. Me and Snoop, the fucking lit up before the show. That's true.
Nice.
I paid him $1 million to be here, so I had to match EA.
Shit. Here we go.
Yep, we're 7 minutes out. Co, what about you? What's the hope or the expected than the dream?
I have a hoping / dream expecting them please no. And my hoping is Elder Scrolls 6, of course, the given. New IP, would love to see that too. Also, I'm really hoping we get details on the next big Fallout DLC. I'd love to know why they jacked up the price of the weekend pass, and I'm hoping that they're going to give us some hits today. And I'd like to see info on Doom DLC. I'd hope they have some fun new stuff coming for Doom. They mentioned that they had some fun stuff coming out for it when they released it down the line, and it would be great to get some details there. Expecting Dishonored 2, Quake, and there's been some heavy hints about Prey 2.
Yeah.
I didn't say that earlier, but I would very like to see something from Prey 2 as well. And then my please no category, but I know we're going to hear about these. We already know they're coming. But I'd like to hear as little as possible and focus on other things besides ESO, because it seems like that took up a large portion last year. Love for that to kind of get trimmed down. ES Legends, we all know about it. I'm sure we'll hear a lot about it, but I'm hoping it's not a big chunk. And real quick to mention, I don't hate card games. Okay? I don't hate card games.
He just likes Gwent.
Yeah, Gwent. I love Gwent. Absolutely. Gwent's amazing. I hosted a panel at PAX on Gwent and
true.
almost accidentally crashed the co-optional one. But yeah, and then but I just think that, I'd love to see the Elder Scrolls franchise continue down its RPG core path. And I hate seeing all these resources thrown at other things. But I think Legends is cool and everything I've seen from it. I just hope we don't hear a huge amount about it. And then finally, I kind of hope they just go, oh, and by the way, we're remastering Skyrim next.
Right. That's basically the Skyrim remaster, from what I've read, is all but announced. Everything says they're doing that.
So I'm hoping they don't spend, like 10 minutes going over all the features and compression algorithms they came up with, and so all the stuff to fit on console. I'm kind of hoping those are all just kind of like boom, boom, boom. Now let's get to the new stuff, the new IP, things like that. So.
I think if they do a Skyrim announcement and they put a lot of time on it, the main focus would be that you can now have mods on consoles, and they would dive into that a little bit more. Because they touched on that somewhat with Fallout, right, Co? I don't know the specifics of that, but there were some sort of mods for the Xbox One, if I recall.
I think there was. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't follow the console modding community. So
right,
that
same
is
here, yeah.
very little information in there.
we'll see. We'll wait for chat to pop up there. In terms of the and we'll get to Tally in just 1 second. In terms of the Fallout 4 DLC, what would you like to see? Like, what would you want? Just more story? Would you want them to improve on the game in some aspect? What would you want from them in that way?
I really like the direction they went with Far Harbor. I really don't like the direction they went with the first 2 DLCs, where they were just like little tiny add-ons to the main game and barely had any content of their own. So I'm kind of hoping that they'll make a serious nod or show that they're heading down the direction of DLCs being large, meaningful content packs, similar to New Vegas and Fallout 3, kind of like the Brotherhood of Steel and Old World Blues DLCs of previous Fallouts. Like, I'm hoping that they'll kind of confirm a lot of people's suspicions that Far Harbor is the new standard for these DLCs moving forward, and if nothing, making them bigger than that, not little like the other packs like before. The first 2 DLCs of Fallout 4 don't even scratch combined Far Harbor, the third one. So it was kind of disheartening for people, because when we heard, we're going to have these DLC packs, we all assumed they were going to be up everyone to the standard of 3 in New Vegas, and the first 2 just weren't. And then Far Harbor's like, and now we want to be confirmed that it's going to keep going that direction.
Gotcha. In terms of the season pass, they're called season passes, right? But they last, like, in terms of the structure, they just last for all of the DLC. They're not going to be like, there's more DLC coming for the second season. You don't think they would do that, right?
Well, yes. The term season pass was like one of those things that happened, early when these things came out, and everyone's just kind of gone with it since. But yeah, what they basically mean is like full DLC passes. Now, when Bethesda raised the price of the season pass, in their press release, they stated it was because their vision of what the Fallout 4 DLC was going to be had grown past their original it was bigger. So that's why they were charging more. They were trying to justify the reason they were increasing the price. We have not yet heard why. We don't know any details on the outside of kind of vacuous. It's bigger than what we've gotten so far. So I'm really hoping that C3 will go into that and kind of address it directly, instead of kind of dancing around it and hoping that it's blown over.
Yeah,
you're paying more. So we're hoping we can kind of get some justification on that. Not that they need to, just that it'd be nice.
it would be kind of interesting if they took the route of just announcing a new engine for all of the Fallout, Skyrim style games, because they've been on that same engine, at least for Fallout. They've been on that same engine for 2 games now, with Fallout 3 and Fallout 4. Fallout, correct me if I'm wrong, Co, but that was just a beefed up Fallout 3 engine, whatever that engine's called, correct?
It was I think it's Gamebryo.
Okay, that makes sense. I've heard that before.
But I know that they made a huge amount of changes. The Fallout 4 was like the last hurrah, from what I understand of that engine. They've like pushed it to its limits. And of course we all have seen that. Like, one of the biggest complaints with Fallout 4 is all the bugs from the previous ones are there.
Yeah.
And that was one of the biggest complaints by a lot of people. So the idea of a game franchise switching out the engine, that's an extremely large process.
Right.
Like, I'd love to see it, but I very much doubt we would see that. But if we did, it would be cool to have them kind of establish like this whole new engine, fix all those problems. But of course, that would, an engine would just bring a lot more problems.
More problems. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Tally, we didn't forget about you. We got a minute 30 until the conference starts. What's your expectation of the conference? What do you expect to be there? And what's your dream from the Bethesda conference?
Skyrim Remastered, Dishonored 2, Evil Within 2. I expect that. And my dreams would be Quake, because I'm old school Quake and Quake WTF player. And I want to see that Prey 2 game from 2011 come in either Prey 2 or in the form of a new IP, because that trailer was so badass, and I can't believe they didn't make anything out of that.
Yeah, we've kind of skipped over it every time, and it's mostly because the first Prey just did not do it for me. But also, Prey 2 has been something that it's been a game. There's been assets that have been leaked for this game in the past, but it's just never come to an E3 as the actual game before. So even going the route of doing something with Prey, but just not naming it Prey and just restarting that entire franchise would be kind of cool. So
I think that's what they're going to do. I think they're going to do a new IP, and it's going to kind of look like Prey.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Prey has this huge amount of clout in the video game world. It doesn't carry any weight behind it. So if they just named it something new, like, people probably wouldn't care, and it would actually do them a favor, because the first one left sour taste in some people's mouth. But
what if they just called it Prey again?
Yeah, what if they just called it Prey?
Just
Prey.
Just the old, a different spelling of prey.
Yeah, Prey colon the original.
Preigh.
Exactly.
Prey.
I thought you meant
So-
to call it Pray Again, as in that is the title.
Prey again.
There you go. There you go.
The
The
repraying.
the countdown is over. Twitch is not live. By the way, I did speak to the person at Twitch in charge of running these streams for them and told them to fucking pipe the audio up. So hopefully that'll be fixed this time around for everyone, because it was not loud at all last time. I had
It
like
wasn't. It was oddly quiet, huh?
yeah, I pumped it up to like plus 20 dB on the mixer and usually run at negative 40. So like it was massively.
Even right now, the
unbalanced.
Bethesda channel is also super, super low.
Really?
Whoever's doing the audio at E3 right now for streaming is being
Weird.
very conservative.
Yeah. We can't show the /Bethesda stream. We can show /Twitch, but what's being shown right now on /Bethesda? Anything? Just a countdown?
Fallout Shelter.
Was
The mobile
Fallout
game
stuff, right?
Shelter.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Did they ever add to that? Is it still the same game?
I never played it. Shannon Zedkiller, friend of the show, played she actually bought an iPad for that and bought 2 iPads, I think, for that because Chris started playing at Sacril. But I never touched it after last year's show had announced, and I think everyone on the conference was like, oh, we're going to download this right now. Fallout's so awesome. And I never played it after that night.
Sam and I both played it, and pretty much it did not take very long for us to be like, all right, welp, we've done everything there is to do in this game.
I hit like floor 7, and then the memory of the game trying to run exceeded the memory of the game, and I could never open it.
Okay. All right.
I was like, all right, that's cool.
Yeah. Or
I am
Tally, did
I am
you
a
guys touch it?
massive Fallout fan, and I played it for like an hour and a half.
Yeah. Tally, you were on last year's Bethesda panel, right? I think you were there for that. And we all downloaded it that night, and then we were like, we got to stream this because it's got to get all the viewers. And then we all tried to stream it.
It did for like
Yeah,
a few hours.
it had
right
really good viewership on Twitch for that like first couple of hours, and then it just went to shit. But yeah.
That's really funny.
So EA was 7 minutes after they were supposed to start. Is that right? Okay, we're at
Yes.
we're at 2. We're at
What's
2.
weird is Bethesda is definitely like they're running stuff about Shelter and everything, but it's like the 2 hosts are there, like
Okay.
the show is going. So
Gotcha.
They
yeah,
just
I'm
did a
hoping
whole
Twitch will
section on
switch over
Fallout,
here any second.
and then now
Gotcha.
they're doing Fallout Shelter.
Yeah, Twitch is probably just waiting. We could use this time to talk about the actual schedule because we are going to be starting again bright and early tomorrow morning. At 11:30 a.m. Eastern, not p.m., we're going to do an hour pre-show before Microsoft. And then we got the PC Gaming Show, Ubisoft, and then Sony tomorrow late night. We'll probably have a break in between Sony and Ubi just so we can go get some food and have an hour or two just to relax because tomorrow's a pretty busy day. So if you're looking for a place to hang out and talk all things E3, feel free to stop by.
Hang out with us.
Yeah, and we'll be on my channel tomorrow. But if you're watching on Dodgers, if you're watching on Strippins, if you're watching on Tally or Coz, they're all going to probably be hosting, so you can just watch there and have a much quieter and calmer chat. Also, don't forget about the official hype meter of drop frames. If anything, if you're hype about anything in the chat, you can spam it. And I think we broke like 6,500 around Mass Effect. I think that was the peak so far.
Man. So it has to be a certain number of hypes and how much of a span of
In
time?
1 minute. It's hype per minute. So
Okay, hype
it has to be
per-
9,000, and it counts per emote. So it's not
Okay.
just per line or per entry.
Guys,
It's per emote.
you gotta hype your butts off. Only if you think that it deserves it.
Also,
So one rogue mod.
yeah.
Cap it out.
And that's what happened in my chat. That's how we got close to it. The other thing is, if you don't want lag on your stream, if chat is spamming crazily, turn your chat off and watch the screen or watch the stream in full video with chat off because it'll actually lag your player in some cases. So pro tip for everyone out there. But we're now 4 minutes and /Twitch is not showing anything. I'm not getting any audio. What's the actual channel showing? Because you guys have that up. I don't.
Just the host talking.
There,
Yeah,
bro.
just those talking.
Okay, gotcha.
By the way, for those in chat, the hype emote, it has to be the hype emote, and it has to be one of the sub emotes, the guys
Right,
here.
right. So
So
either
that's the only
One of
emote that I read.
our hype emotes.
what? So Co's yours is just hype.
Co-H.
Co
That's all.
H. I think mine's itmeJP hype. Dodger, what's yours?
Duke hype.
Duke hype. Strippin, what's yours?
Trip hype.
And Tally.
Tau hype, TOW hype.
Okay, there you go. So we're at 30.
Apparently,
What's up?
there's a guy in the front row during the pre-show, and every time the camera goes back to the hosts, he's changed shirt. And he's managed to consistently do it for the whole pre-show.
I thought I was okay.
Nice.
So that is
And
happening.
people are like, this guy is MVP
Nice.
so far.
Dude,
I love
what a
that shit.
baller.
I love that
Committing
shit,
to
man.
the goof.
I was thinking about it too after the EA conference this I want to say this morning because I woke up right before it, but this afternoon, I think I'm actually kind of excited to see Zelda on Tuesday morning. I was not that excited leading into this, but I could do for a new Zelda, even if it's like the one game on the Wii U that I'll buy because there's no other
I'm
game.
actually excited for Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Oh yeah. I've never been a huge Pokemon guy, but obviously a new Pokemon game is all the rage if you're into that. So we're 6 minutes over. No conference just yet.
Holy shit.
They're showing the card game right now.
Okay. I mean, you got to devote your time. So Jesse Cox just tweeted, line is still around the block, unmoved for roughly 20 minutes. Everyone is confused. So Jesse's not even sitting
Oh
down
God, I
inside.
wonder if that means full and he didn't get in.
He's trapped with the weebs.
Oh yeah, he's behind the wheel. He's got he has like a reserved seat though. I would imagine they
Yeah.
wouldn't. The way these invites go out is not just stand in line. You get invited and they have a seat for
Invite
you.
the amount of people that they have chairs for.
Yeah.
That's
So-
super weird. They're not ready yet.
Yeah, unless they're doing some sort of delay. So as soon as this starts, this screen will switch over to the conference, so you guys won't miss anything.
Apparently, they just said the start time is 15 minutes from now.
Really? Did they just tweet that out?
They said it on the Bethesda.
Let me go to Bethesda's Twitter and see what they say here.
6:15.
If that's
start.
true, they also faked out Twitch because their countdown ended right at 10.
Right. Yeah, they don't say anything. There's stuff about Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb, and then a word from DC Deacon. That's the VP. That's Pete Hines. Okay.
It's in their actual. Apparently it's in the actual stream title of Bethesda. 6:15. They've like pushed it.
Gotcha. I wonder why. I wonder what happened. We'll
Oh
probably
yeah, it says
never
right
know.
there. June 12th, starting at 6:15 PT.
Okay, so now we're 8 minutes out, so they will officially be the latest starting press event. So there you go. I wonder what delayed that.
Today.
Well, yeah, 2 day. I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Everything should be on time though. Xbox is usually pretty good. They usually start and finish.
Oh my god, he's got a new shirt on. I'm gonna go watch this.
He does. Yep, he's got a new shirt on. Third one now. Fourth one. But JP, quick question. I got this question earlier and I wasn't sure. Are all the conferences tomorrow an hour?
No, they actually don't have a time limit for a lot of them, but Xboxes will be like an hour and a half. The PC gaming show probably has to be an hour because Ubisoft is at 1. So the max they could go is 1 hour 30.
Yeah.
The max that Xbox could go is 2. And then Ubisoft would probably go an hour and a half to 2. And then PlayStation usually runs a little long. I remember one year, I think it was the year that they announced the PS4, like it was a 2.5 hour conference. Like it was very, very long. So I'm expecting PlayStation to be the longest, but most of them range from an hour to an hour 30, just because a lot of times they'll have something come up like tonight where they start 15 minutes late. So we'll see. Hopefully they don't go too long though. I think like an hour and a half to 2 hours is considered a long conference. I think you want to try to get an hour in there because that's probably the most you could keep someone's interest, especially if you're just showing like, I don't know, the card game for 30 minutes. Like if you devote 30 minutes to a conference time, then what the fuck are you doing at E3 for a card game? Unless you're like Hearthstone or some shit, but they'll just do their own thing.
I think an hour is the sweet spot for all of these press conferences.
Yeah.
An hour of gameplay.
Well, the fucking Battlefield didn't even promise on that. They played maybe 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Dude, and the EA conference was like what, half an hour of sports? And then it was like maybe 30 minutes of games? Like and there was
We
only
don't
3
talk
sports
about
games.
it. It never happened. We don't talk about it.
They spent a lot of time on FIFA, like a lot of time. And we were
Yeah.
talking about it during the conference, but like, it's your biggest selling game. We get it. You're in London, which is a crowd that obviously is very excited by that IP, but fuck, man, that they spent like at least 20, 25 minutes on FIFA.
Dude, FIFA sold 7 million units last year on PS4 alone.
Yeah.
And it was the top selling game for Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it, man. I
It's
100
like, it's dumb.
I 100%
If you-
believe it. And
For that game, you're dumb.
the other thing is, and we were talking about this too, and I was thinking about it a lot afterwards, is I like the idea of a sports game that has a quote unquote single player component to it, because otherwise I have no interest in playing an actual game of FIFA, but I'll go in there and like watch this story. Like I enjoy story driven sports games. Like that's an interesting take on that. It's something new. It's something that it's only been done. Tally was saying in which one? NBA 2K did that?
K16, yeah. Spike Lee directed it.
Spike Lee, yeah. They got Spike Lee to direct that. And apparently it was all right. Did you play through it?
Oh yeah, it was amazing. You
Yeah.
should play it if you like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like I'd be into that stuff, especially if you can, like, what was it? Did you make choices? Did you like work out, or like how did it? What was the gameplay to it besides actually playing basketball?
Well, no, you just actually played the basketball games themselves as you were working your way up, and sometimes you'd get traded, or you'd have your general manager, and you had your family with you all the time. So there's like this whole like family aspect to it too. So I don't remember really controlling. I think like
what was going on?
yeah, I'd have to look back at video.
Yeah, I never played it. So
It was pretty good.
yeah, I don't know. 3 minutes. They don't have anything here on Twitch. It's
They're
just a
playing the
purple
Dishonored 2 trailer.
screen. The new one?
The old one.
I think it's. I
Is
don't know.
Is it the CG one from last year where they introduced the female?
It is CG. Yeah.
Somewhere didn't that leak? Like in the world of leaks, there's been a lot of shit that's leaked today, especially. Like apparently the single player gameplay. Apparently EA streamed their entire rehearsal for their conference this morning on their own channel. So I didn't even know that till afterwards, but apparently there's been that type of fuck ups all day long. Dead Rising 4 got leaked, so we'll probably see that at Xbox tomorrow since they had such a big push with Dead Rising 3 on the Xbox One. What else is there? Here's a PS Vita game. Berserk Musou. Anyone? Does that mean anything to anyone?
Berserk, like the
I guess
anime
it's
manga Berserk?
the new Berserk game.
It's still developed for the Vita.
Here you go. New Fallout 4 Workshop DLC leaked. Did you see this, Co?
what's that?
Let's see. I don't know what this means. They'll probably show it. It's Fallout 4 Contraptions Workshop. I don't know. Maybe that's going to be shown later today. Recore was leaked, so we'll probably see that tomorrow. I don't know. Bethesda's actually done a pretty good job besides the Dishonored stuff, I think. Just scrolling through all the information while we wait for this conference to start. Not too much though. Not too much. What are they doing on Bethesda stream? Just talking still?
The Dishonored 2 trailer.
It was showing the trailer.
Chitty chatting.
Oh, trailer's still going on.
The card game thing already. This is Dishonored 2. Like, I'm wondering if they're getting this stuff out of the way for the main show. Like, maybe they have something different in mind for the show, and that's why they're doing all this stuff.
Right now they're covering all the things that people already know about so that they have at least a base of knowledge for them to build from.
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
We're supposed to start in 30 seconds.
Fuck! Let's do this.
And it's super
oh yeah.
quiet.
Oh
Come
yeah.
on, Twitch.
30 seconds. All right, we're 20. Are we
Tell
going to
Twitch to hurry up.
We're 15. Let's see if they start on time. Or
You
on
know.
new time.
You know now it's going to start up, and they're just going to show us the exact same trailers for the first 15 minutes.
my
Should
God.
start right now. What are they doing on the stream on Bethesda?
Host still talking.
Still talking. Hosts are still talking.
They did that a little bit last year. Didn't Sessler do like the pregame show last year, and then he was like, and now let's throw to the conference with Pete Hines or some shit? I remember that being something they did last year. But it sounds like it hasn't started yet.
They're verbally giving information about Dishonored 2 based on what is in that old trailer to stall for time.
I wonder what's like.
Jesse, I guess, is still on the sidewalk.
Yeah, he hasn't tweeted that he got in. Huh.
They did like a short earlier saying people have been queuing to get into this one since 7 a.m.
What the fuck? What? Why?
So they could guarantee themselves a seat, I guess.
Jesus.
Huh.
It might be full.
The shirt guy's gonna run out of shirts. Oh yeah, he only brought shirts for like an hour. That's true.
You know what's crazy? Also, he's not wearing a bunch of shirts. Like if
It's
you
just
look at
one
like,
shirt?
he got one shirt on. So
I wonder if-
Oh, that would be
you
a
gotta
really
have an accomplice.
like, smart yet terrible way to do it, though. Just layer like 20 shirts and just.
Yeah.
What I really want to happen is he did it twice, ran out of shirts, and people around him started to realize, and then started trading with him.
Started trading
Oh, that'd be
shirts.
so
Dude,
good.
that would be amazing.
I wonder if the production people there that are seeing this happen are just like, this fucking asshole. Like, we're just trying to run our fucking press event, and this
Oh, they
guy's just.
probably love him.
They've moved them now. They're standing in a different place.
Oh, really? The hosts have moved.
Yeah, they were for that one.
Let me see on there. They just tweeted a third tweet. What is here? It's saying watch Dishonored 2's debut trailer. What? Harvey.
They're doing a 15-second countdown right now.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, now we're getting some
Oh.
audio. Okay,
It's happening!
here we go.
Real!
We're getting started.
Hype.
I don't have
Let's
audio
go.
yet on Twitch. Oh, there we go.
You want it, trust
All right, they're timing me.
Oh,
I'm
the
getting
audio's much
excited.
better.
Everyone,
All right, I'm
you're
going full screen.
excited? All right, where are we? 6, 5.
4,
That looks very
3,
spacey.
2,
All right, guys, enjoy the show.
enjoy.
Oh shit. What if they load Quake 3.exe?
Wait, yep, that's what I'm saying. Right?
my God.
Wait, they just showed us shit.
They just showed Quake. Yep.
Oh my god!
Oh shit!
Holy shit!
I'm so stoked. Oh my god.
Yo, get that hype meter rolling.
Hype. Hype.
I'm pumping audio up.
Oh my god, dude. Just show me a grappling hook.
That's a lightning.
Look at that hype meter go.
Rocket launcher. Oh my god. There it is.
No, don't fucking put abilities in it. Oh, of course the girl has some pro company.
Champions. Quake Champions.
Oh, I'm so hyped up.
If this is a fucking MOBA, I'm done.
Oh, fuck.
It might have abilities. I wouldn't like that at all.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Studio Director of id Software, Tim Willits.
Because Quake originally is just a skill shooter, right?
Yeah, there was no only guns.
Yeah.
There's no press EQ or whatever.
Good evening, and welcome to the Bethesda E3 Showcase. Yes, Quake is back. The game that defined competitive multiplayer is back and better than ever. You know, it's hard to believe that 20 years ago, Quake was first released. And, if you'll excuse the pun, the aftershocks can still be felt to this day. Quake set new standards for
Why was that a
multiplayer
pun? What?
and pushed the boundaries for graphics
It was an
and gameplay.
aftershock of like a Quake.
Quake also
like an
became a
earthquake.
pioneer.
Oh,
for
go
esports.
fuck
And
yourself.
20 years later, Quake is still played in tournaments across the
That
globe.
one went here for me.
The biggest
Oh,
of those tournaments is our very
the
own
hype is really
annual
high
gathering,
on the
QuakeCon,
Mia, guys.
which will attract
dude, look at
this
that.
August tens of thousands
think that's our
of
highest so
people
far.
to Dallas.
Yeah.
As a co-designer of the original game, I'm extremely proud and excited to be standing here today to announce the next chapter of this great game, Quake Champions.
A little concerned with that name.
I'm very concerned with that name.
Don't give me
That
classes.
sounds like
Quake
heroes, and
Champions
heroes make me
is
think
a
abilities.
competitive
do
arena-style
abilities, bro.
first-person shooter for the PC, designed for players of all skill levels.
You guys broke the hype
Whether
meter, by
you
the way.
are new to Quake or have been fragging for the last 20 years,
Memes.
Quake Champions will give you the challenge and rush you'd expect from id Software multiplayer games. Now,
shit,
we
my
know
watch.
that
swear to God,
high
if this
in
is a MOBA.
performance is critical with this type of game. So be assured, as with any id Software game, that Quake Champions will be fast, with amazing graphics running at 120 hertz with unlocked frame rates. Yes. You're going to get heart-stopping
It's an arena
action
shooter.
that will keep you on the edge of your seat as you fight in classic arena combat.
He's saying everything
Quake
right
Champions
so
also
far.
taps into another hallmark of the franchise, unique and badass characters. The game features a diverse cast of warriors, each with different attributes and unique powers, allowing you to fight the way that you want.
No.
And you know that it has a long tradition
hold on, it might
of
be okay.
supporting competitive tournaments. And that continues with Quake Champions. The game is designed for world-class esports play at every level, from the world's greatest Quake players to anyone willing to test their skills in the arena. So as part of the launch plan for Quake Champions, Bethesda will be supporting and expanding competitive tournaments and leagues beyond QuakeCon. And we'll have more to share about that in the coming months. I hope you enjoyed this sneak peek into our newest game. Join us at QuakeCon in August, and we'll have even more to talk about. And now, please join me in welcoming Bethesda's Global Vice President of PR and Marketing, Pete Hines.
The breast president.
I want that job.
So already, they fucking start out with a huge announcement, so much better in EA.
Yeah.
I can do
Thank
the
you.
abilities.
I'm gonna hear him out.
Thank you, Tim. As Tim said, we'll have even more to show on Quake Champions this August at QuakeCon. I mean, it's right there in the name. How would we not have our new Quake game at QuakeCon? Make any sense? But right now, we're not at
Hype meter's
QuakeCon.
broken.
We're at E3, the biggest week in gaming. And this is the Bethesda E3 showcase.
Dude, that looks very starry. Like there's stars in the
So
sky.
welcome to everyone here with me and to the
Stars are
millions of you
shapes.
watching
Have you
online
seen that?
around the world. Thank you for joining
there's
us.
some
We
faces.
planned this showcase just like we make all of our games for you. Now, last year our showcase kicked off a big year for Bethesda, one of the biggest in our many years of making games. So let me mention just a few highlights. The Elder Scrolls Online was released on console and became one of the best-selling games of 2015 and was named MMO of the Year.
Wait, really?
Oh, okay. I
We
thought it
launched
was
Fallout
going-
Shelter,
Never mind.
the very first mobile game from Bethesda Game Studios, and it became an instant hit and winner of multiple Mobile Game of the Year awards. In November, Fallout 4 was one of the biggest launches in the industry. Woo! So you've heard of it. Good. And won numerous Game of the Year awards, including at DICE and again at the BAFTA Awards. And now Fallout 4 is bringing user mods to Xbox One and soon to PS4 in a way that's never been seen before. And just last month, the new Doom was released to rave reviews. Now, the original Doom almost single-handedly popularized first-person shooter games, and now you have a new Doom game, faithful to its legacy with some of the best graphics and gameplay ever. And millions of fans have been enjoying the fast-paced action and creating and sharing mods using SnapMap. The response to all of these games has been amazing, and your enthusiasm and support for us has encouraged us to go even bigger. You just heard about our new Quake game. Let's see what else we have planned for you guys. At last year's showcase, I told you about the Elder Scrolls Legends, a free-to-play collectible card game. Now, as I said last year, I am a huge fan of these games. I play them a lot. So this is a game I'm particularly excited about. Legends provides a very deep strategy experience through both single and multiplayer modes, beginning with the campaign, complete with a compelling story, interesting characters, and some great gameplay. The story is told from the perspective of a moth priest named Kellen. I'll let him tell you a little more as we take a look at the campaign's opening cinematic.
All right, so 2 minutes already. Here's the opening cinematic for a card game.
Hey, relax, man.
Okay, all right. Gotta keep cool.
The Elder Scrolls show us what was.
That's a fucking hour.
And what yet will
These
be.
could have been Elder Scrolls 6
They have
cinematics.
revealed much to me.
Spare us your stories, old man, unless they can sharpen spears. Our war chief is dying. Our enemies are massing for another attack. We must prepare.
Make it available after the show.
We should go, Kellen. We have the scroll we came for. And this one smells blood in the wind.
Look at his whiskers.
Patience, Nog. I have words yet to speak here. Stories can do surprising things, Spear Maiden, whether they are true or not. And
What just happened?
Turns out we've canceled the Legends project. Moving on to Elder Scrolls 6.
Ah! Oh God, they're saying input outputs. That's not good. They're running it at 60 hertz. Ah!
Oh my God! What if it just like doubled back into the way that it began with the Quake stuff?
Wait, is slash Bethesda up? Okay, there we go. We're back. All right, good. Woo!
Just saying, this is the best time that could have
Yeah, no,
happened.
it's the single best time that could have happened.
the Emperor fled north, leaving Cyrodiil to
Also,
the
if you
invaders.
type hype into the chat right now,
This
it actually
is the
bans you,
story
so
of a
please don't.
forgotten hero.
It says JP the Baiter.
That owl is creepy. All right, next game.
Is that to fix the hype meter, or because you just hate card games? Swear to God, if you type
When
hype
Legends
in here,
begins,
you're
you're set on
banned.
a path to discover the world of the Elder Scrolls in a way you haven't seen before. The choices you make define your approach and unlock all the depth the game has to offer. A two-lane battlefield provides more variety and strategic depth. Players make decisions that change the cards
like
they want to
Hearthstone.
improve or add to their decks.
exactly
And we
like
offer a
it.
full single-player campaign, as well as multiple ways to play against the AI or other players in both battle and arena modes. Now, we began public beta testing in April, and so
Has
far the
anyone
feedback
actually
from the people
played
who have
this
been playing
game?
has been
Card
terrific.
game?
To celebrate
No,
E3 this
I
week, we'll
talked
be
with
letting
TB
even
about
more
it,
of
and
you
he said
into the
it's
beta to start
like
playing.
from a
Now, if you
card
haven't
game
signed up yet, just
perspective, and
visit
with so many of
Bethesda.net,
them copying
create an account,
Hearthstone,
and
this
sign
one's
up,
actually
and
pretty
be sure to keep
different.
an eye on your email.
Okay.
Also tonight,
He also
we're very
liked
pleased to
Battleborn.
announce that in addition to PC and iPad,
I
Legends will
liked
be coming to
Battleborn,
iPhone,
so
Mac,
step
and
off,
Android tablets and
madam.
phones later this year. As I said, I'm very excited about Legends as it brings together an award-winning franchise that I love and a new genre. And whether you're a veteran strategy card fan or have never played a game before, it's a game we think you'll all really enjoy. And now, so long as we're on the topic of Legends, let's take a look at what the team at Bethesda Game Studios has been hard at work on.
Oh God,
Welcome
they're
here
EAing
to
it.
Bethesda Game
Oh, what up?
Studios.
What
It's
up,
amazing
dog?
to
See,
think
look how
it
short
has
he
only
is.
been a year since you first heard about Fallout
Like my
4
height.
at this
Incoming
very
artist
event.
tablet.
And thanks to you, it became not just our most popular game ever, but one
Fallout.
of the
I woke
industries.
back
It has
up.
simply blown us away, and we're incredibly blessed to have fans like you. Seeing what you've created, not just in the main game with the add-ons and of course mods, it is just incredible. And we're not done yet. We're excited to show you what's coming next for Fallout 4.
Okay, all right, here we go. More deals.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, contraptions. This is what was leaked.
Oh my god.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
That is pretty cool.
What?
Build your own vault, dude.
Hell yeah.
Not even playing, that's amazing.
Oh my god.
What?
We're exercising.
You okay, Ko?
Oh, just creamed himself.
Here's probably the story DLC.
It's all over, but the crying, and I can't get over crying over you.
The world.
It's a theme park.
Of course, we didn't just announce Fallout 4 last year. We also announced and released Fallout Shelter, which over 50 million of you have downloaded and played.
Wow.
We have a really big update coming out. Take a look.
Oh, it's coming to PC.
We hope you're as excited as we are about all of the stuff coming to Fallout. We want to thank you again, not just for your support over the last year, but your support of our whole studio really over the last 20 years. There is something else, though, that you've been asking us about, and yes, we've been working on it.
Well,
Oh my god! Oh, this is the remastered. Okay, I got too excited. Never mind.
I'm
I had a heart attack.
I'm a heart attack, Mr. JP over here. Like,
I mean, it looks cool. That looks good.
I don't know.
I mean, graphically, it looks good.
The game's been out how long already? Like,
That music, though, man, still fucking incredible.
More Skyrim, yay.
Ladies and gentlemen, please
Fallout
welcome the
expansion is
president
August.
and co-creative director of Arcane Studios, Raphael.
All right, Dishonored 2, here we go.
yeah. That's Dishonored, right, Arcane?
Yeah. Do we see Jesse? I don't see him.
It's apparently
Thank
in
you.
there.
Hi everyone, I'm very excited to be here tonight on behalf of Arcane Studios, the makers of Dishonored. Our passion is for a very specific kind of game, first-person immersive games. Our games blend narration and simulation in a way that makes every player's experience different, where players can improvise and where choices have consequence. Our games encourage replay in order to try different playstyles so that players are free to play their own way. In 2012, we released Dishonored. We were thrilled that the game was so well received by the gamers and the critics all around the world.
This shirt very
that was
prominently
like
says
one of the
Sneak.
best feelings for us developers.
It
looks
After
like a
that launch,
sticker.
my
It doesn't
fellow
even look like
co-directive
a
director Harvey
This is what
Smith,
took 15 minutes.
took the lead on Dishonored 2.
They had to
Recently
iron
went
it
to
on.
France and Lyon.
What was that
and
code?
I
You
worked
muted.
with the team over there.
I want to press it. It looks like a
Meanwhile,
button.
Yeah.
I have been busy in Austin working on something else with the team in Austin. And tonight, I have a surprise for you. I'm going to reveal what that surprise is in a minute.
Oh, fuck you.
It's a new game built on the values that are so dear to
A
Arcane.
new game?
It's another first-person immersive game set in a dangerous universe. Only this time, we've added a psychological thrill.
What?
Here is the world's first look at what we've been up to.
New IP.
Good morning,
Oh,
Morgan.
shit.
Today is Monday, March 15th, 2032. You have a 9 a.m. appointment with Alex in his office. There is no duration set for this meeting.
It's future.
There is a 3 p.m. meeting in
Future
TransStar
coffee.
Conference Room A to greenlight research and development plans. Please confirm your attendance prior to arrival. The most recent test results from the
Damn, dude.
Fallout already did that. Don't let us customize the character.
Good morning, Morgan. Today is Monday, March 15th, 2032. You have a 9 a.m.
Did it say Monday the first time?
Yeah. So yeah.
Good morning, Morgan. Today is Monday, March 15th, 2032.
Are they Groundhog Day in this shit?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
Good morning, Mort. Looks like we have some tests to run through today.
Oh my god.
Whoa. This is Prey. Those are aliens. This is Prey.
Yep. He's a bounty hunter, it is.
Whoa.
Good morning, Morgan. You're not going to like what I have to say next.
That looks awesome.
Oh, yes.
It's Prey!
Oh, there you go. They just called it Prey.
Holy
Dude,
shit.
Dude, that's the way to fucking reboot it, man.
There you go.
Chat, what do you think? Is that hyped or what?
In
What do we
Prey,
think?
you awaken aboard Talos 1, a very special space station. It is year 2032. You are the key subject of an experiment meant to alter humanity forever. But things have gone wrong, of course. The space station has been overrun by an alien threat, and you are now being hunted. As you dig into the dark secrets of Talos 1 and your own past, you must survive using all the tools at your disposal on board of the station. Your wits, weapons, and mind-bending abilities. Prey will be available next year on Xbox One, PS4, and PC. We'll have more to show at the QuakeCon, so be sure to join us there.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Dude, yes, that was rad.
So, what was the other
Hi,
one just
everyone.
called
I'm Marty
Prey?
Stratton, executive
well?
producer of Doom.
They were
at
both
id
called.
Software.
They did
Last
the year of the
month,
reboot,
we had
man.
the privilege of releasing one of the most
All right, here's
iconic
some
titles
Doom
in our
DLC.
industry to fans around the world. We challenged ourselves
Why
to
did I just
ensure
link my
Doom
stream?
lived
I'm
up
so
to its
fucking out of it.
incredible legacy, and
Ignore
we
that
thank
tweet.
you, our fans, for making the Doom launch such a tremendous success. It's been amazing to watch and hear from the millions of players enjoying the many aspects of the game. From those of you gunning for the perfect run through the campaign, to others constantly testing their skills in multiplayer, you continue to inspire our team. Last year, we told you we wanted to put the power of creation in the hands of every player through Doom SnapMap, allowing for an endless stream of new gameplay. And in the coming months, we're excited to be supporting Doom SnapMap with free updates and even more ways to play. We'll be delivering new construction modules, including hell visual themes, as well as new props, objects, weapons, and items. While creators can look forward to new logic options and functionality, like the ability to create true single-player experiences with features like the popular weapon wheel found in the campaign. And again, throughout the year, every SnapMap feature and update is free for every player. For multiplayer, next month we'll release 2 new modes, including a uniquely Doom variant of One Flag CTF called Exodus, as well as an all-new multi-zone capture and hold mode called Sector. Later this summer, we'll turn up the heat with the release of 3 free-for-all modes, including Classic Deathmatch. These modes will be free to all players and playable on any existing or future maps. Also next month, fans can look forward to our first premium Doom DLC pack, Unto the Evil. The first DLC pack includes 3 new multiplayer maps, Offering, Cataclysm, and Ritual.
They're going DLC
A new playable demon
multiplayer
called
packs?
Harvester.
No single player?
A new gun,
Hold
equipment
on,
item,
wait.
armor sets, taunts, and more. With just a month past since our launch, we hope you've only scratched the surface of fun we packed into the game. and we can't wait to give you even more ways to compete, create, play, and fight like hell. Thank you.
Wow, no single player
See,
DLC.
multiplayer seems to be where the game falls short, so it makes sense that they're trying to like.
Wow, ton of great stuff there for everyone that's enjoying Doom. And again, we thank you, the fans, for making it such a hit. Doom has received near
really
universal
loud.
acclaim from critics and players alike for its fast combat, over-the-top demons, and amazing graphics, everything that it is known for. Now, it is also known as a longtime supporter of shareware, or for you youngsters in the audience, that's what us old guys used to call a demo. And in a nod to that tradition, we decided to offer anyone that hasn't checked out Doom's amazing gameplay a chance to do it for free. So, starting tonight, you can download and play the first level of Doom on Steam, PS4, or Xbox One for free.
Cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
People should definitely check
Now,
that game out. It's
this
fantastic.
offer is only good this week, but we want everyone to
Nope,
have
never mind,
a
they
chance
fucked
to
up.
see
Why a week
Doom is one of
long?
the highest-rated shooters ever. So if you love
They used to
super
call that
intense
a
action, or
demo.
you just want to experience state-of-the-art gaming, go download Doom and fight like hell on us. We think you'll see what everyone else is talking about. Now, let's shift from Demons of Hell to Daedric Princes and Secret Assassin cults. Please welcome
Wait,
from
what?
ZeniMax Online.
ZeniMax
Studios,
Online.
Oh,
Game
that's ZeniMax,
Director
okay.
Don't get excited.
Matt
Yeah,
Firewall.
that's MMO.
Probably Dark Brotherhood DLC, I'm assuming. Probably Dark Brotherhood stuff.
Yeah, this is Tally's jam right here.
Thanks, everyone.
There's a woman in the crowd that fucking
Good
loves this
evening.
game.
Yeah. Jesse
Hey,
is sitting right
It's the
next to her, by
one-year
the way.
anniversary of the launch
Don't
of
give
the
it too much
Elder
flash. You got like
Scrolls Online on
$500
Xbox
for
One
that.
and PlayStation 4. Because we were launching the game this time last year, I was a little busy and I wasn't able to be here in person, but I made sure I was here this year to tell everyone what's been happening with the Elder Scrolls Online. From the console launch last June to the release of 3 critically acclaimed
I'm
DLC
gonna tell
game packs
Jesse to
during the
take her
year,
out.
all of us at ZeniMax Online have been really, really busy. But before I go any further, I want to take a moment and thank all of our fans for your support, your enthusiasm, and your feedback. We take it really seriously, and we continue to work to improve the game. And based on the response, you like the changes.
You know it, baby. Yeah.
Fuck me! Elder Scrolls Online was named the best MMOG of 2015, was one of the best-selling games of the year of any kind,
He said
and now
MMOG.
supports a
What the
highly engaged community of over 7 million of you who have been exploring
How
this
many?
enormous world of Tamriel.
7 million.
Let's take a look at
Jesus.
some of the highlights
That's a
from the
lot.
Elder Scrolls Online
Like a
from
piece of
launch
wow.
onward.
What is this?
Tyler, I want to get your thoughts on this game after. Remind me.
Because you're thinking about playing it.
No, I don't know that much about this game. Like, I played it on launch, I got married to someone, and then I quit.
The marriage ring or whatever.
Yeah, because the marriage ring was OP. It was a good step, though.
Dude, I played this game for a month straight on release.
Yeah?
Yeah, and then swore off it.
That's pretty funny. That's a good trailer.
Yeah, the PvP is pretty legit. Are they just selling the game to us, or are they going to announce something new?
Is that a raid boss?
That's Moldog Ball. That's like the main enemy of the entire game.
Oh, that was cool looking. 7 million people? Is there a subscription fee or is it free to play, Tyler?
That's buy to play.
Oh, buy to play.
Well, the reason I said million is because it's like a console MMO now.
As you can see, the Elder Scrolls Online community is having a lot of fun playing the game. And our player community is still growing.
Dude, I got that hype meter.
Tonight, I'm very happy to announce that on June 23rd, we'll be expanding internationally by launching Elder Scrolls Online in Japan. We look forward to welcoming these fellow adventurers to the exciting world
Hey,
of
we're
Tamriel.
going to Japan!
And for everyone who plays, we have a
For
lot
the
more great
30
content
people
on the
that
way.
care.
For me, one of my favorite moments in any RPG ever.
I think
was the
it's
Dark
more. They haven't
Brotherhood
hooded us
quest in the
there
Elder
yet.
Scrolls 4
The
Oblivion.
Dark Brotherhood patch.
It was packed full of assassination
that
and
girl needs
intrigue,
to
and
chill.
like me, fans everywhere loved it.
Screaming.
So I'm particularly excited for the launch of the Dark Brotherhood DLC game pack on Xbox One and PlayStation 4 this Tuesday. In the Dark Brotherhood DLC, you'll travel to another location from Oblivion, the Gold Coast of Cyrodiil. The Dark Brotherhood has an appropriately dark storyline full of intrigue and mystery and brings all new repeatable quest gameplay to ESO.
All new
please
repeatable
enjoy
quests.
a worldwide
Yay.
review of the Dark Brotherhood DLC launch trailer.
So have you seen this yet, Tally? Is this brand new?
I haven't seen anything for Dark Brotherhood yet.
Okay.
Sweet mother, sweet mother.
What?
Send your child unto me. For the sins of the unworthy must be baptized in blood and fear. This is the Black Sacrament, Initiate. A contract that calls for murder. Now go, assassin. Take your blade into the night. Be rewarded for your service. In our business of death.
Man, that shank though. Oh my god.
Welcome,
He's not
Initiate,
selling anything.
to the Dark Brotherhood. And know this, in Tamriel, no one is safe. Especially from us.
Sweet mother, send your child unto me.
That's some dark shit.
Yeah, that's pretty dark. That was just a trailer of us fucking shanking fools. Dude, they need to fucking turn that crowd mic
Our
off.
PC players are already having fun sneaking around Tamriel and learning more about this mysterious group. And we can't wait to see what happens when our console players get to experience the Dark Brotherhood this week. But that's not all. A core philosophy in the Elder Scrolls Online is to constantly make the game better.
Elder Scrolls
Since
Hype
launch,
Lady
we've
is
regularly
trending.
been adding
Hashtag
innovative
right now.
features such as the Justice System and the Champion System, and we're about to make another game changer. Tonight, we're announcing One Tamriel, marking another major evolution of gameplay in the Elder Scrolls Online. With One Tamriel, all characters will be automatically leveled to content in the world, allowing them to freely group with anyone they want, and also to explore the vast world of Tamriel with no
Level scaling,
restrictions.
huh? That's nice.
There's no
This
level
means-
restrictions. That girl just lost her mind.
This means all content barriers are gone and there are no restrictions on alliances or questing. From the moment you get out of the tutorial, the entire game world is open for you to explore freely. You can go wherever you want and play with whomever you want. This is the first time this has ever been done in a multi-platform
Yeah, that's kind
RPG.
of an
You'll
interesting
think you'll
take.
love it.
I actually fucking really like that.
One Tamriel will be coming to the Elder Scrolls Online this fall. In closing, I want to thank the awesome Elder Scrolls Online community for your support. We never take it for granted. We work hard every day to make your Elder Scrolls Online experience the awesome adventure you want and deserve. Thanks, everyone.
Way, yeah! My God, I love it!
Hashtag Elder Scrolls Lady.
Thank you, Matt. Well
It's
done.
trending. I'm not even kidding.
Elder Scrolls Hype
Now,
Lady.
we want you to get as much as possible out of this year's showcase. So, this year, after we're done here in the hangar, we're just going to keep the showcase going. Now, for those of you watching at home, our pre-show hosts, Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb, will be back to take over the stream, and they'll bring you exclusive interviews and more information about all the games that we're talking about here tonight. Here in Los Angeles, we've built an interactive space over on the other side of the lot where you have a chance to learn more about our games, play some of them, and meet some of our developers. Over there is also food, drink, and to make sure it's a real party, we have arranged a special performance by Blink-182, who will drop their new album.
What?
Who will
What
drop
am I,
their new
13
album in
again?
California in a couple of weeks, and you get to hear them live tonight as they start their summer tour.
You know, I wasn't really interested in
Now,
ESL,
we
but
have
I
another
heard they got
treat for you
blanked.
over there as well. A chance to experience the latest
That's
in virtual
actually
reality from
Blink-182's
Bethesda.
mom in the chat for their.
Bethesda
You
VR.
weren't expecting that, were you?
Okay.
Now, the first time anyone experienced modern VR was at E3 2012, and if you were there and lucky enough, you may remember getting to play Doom 3 BFG in our booth. Now, at the time, we had solved some of the toughest technology challenges posed by VR, and people were amazed. Since then, we've quietly continued our pioneering work in VR, and tonight, we want you to see and experience what you feel when you put on a headset and play the latest AAA games in the industry. Now, we have 2 games for you to experience. The first is the just-released Doom.
Whoa, you're going to play
You can take
Doom
a
with
virtual
VR?
tour of
That's
hell
like
and get a
gonna hurt.
totally unique look at the very
So
latest
fast.
in graphics and true next-gen rendering from our id Tech 6 engine. In addition, we think the greatest promise of VR is its ability to immerse players completely into virtual worlds, and that the best games for that experience will be first-person open-world RPGs. So we have Fallout 4 for you to play as well.
VR Fallout 4.
Co, would that get you to try it?
Wander the Wasteland,
to
check
install
out
your
the
VR
iconic
shit?
Red
Yeah.
Rocket.
I'd probably
Tri-Combat.
finally hook my
I'm telling
vibe
you,
up.
With a
Yeah.
Pip-Boy on your arm, a dog by your side, a gun in your hand, it's pretty incredible. Tonight, we're pleased to announce that Fallout 4 will be released in 2017 on the HTC Vive
Dude, that
platform.
stage is
Whoa, that's kind of... They're going to redo the entire
And if
game
you
for
thought
VR.
survival mode was an intense way to experience Fallout, you ain't seen nothing
I
yet.
can't even imagine that.
We want to give you a glimpse
That's-
into where we're headed with VR, where you can expect us to remain a leader, offering our games on the very best platforms you choose. So be sure to check it out. Now, for more on the second half of the showcase, let's check in with Adam and Morgan to see what's happening and get an update on what they have planned. Adam, Morgan, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Pete. Now, we are here at BE3+, and this is sort of this experience that you guys are going to get to see after the showcase. We have some Bethesda VR over here. Now, right now, there's no line, so that's kind of tempting, isn't it?
So taking advantage of that. And over here, Elder Scrolls
looks
Legends
pre-recorded.
for everyone to play. Pete, I
Yeah.
fully expect to see you at one of these tables showing
Are
off
they
that
done
card
with, like,
mastery
the games?
skill I know
I
you
mean, they have
possess.
10 minutes.
Now, in here, we're actually,
Dishonored
Adam
2
and I are actually going to
needs
be
to be shown.
interviewing some of the
They
developers
started
that
15
you
minutes
guys
late,
just
and
saw
he
their
did
games
just
on
say the
stage, so we're
second
gonna have a
half
lot
of
more
the
information for
showcase.
you. So everybody on the
Oh.
stream needs to stay tuned for that after the showcase.
Dude, I still
Lots of good
believe
info, but for the moment, let's go
a
back
new
to
Elder
Pete and
Scrolls
even
game
more
is going to be
games.
announced.
Stop playing with my emotions.
Thank you, Adam and Morgan. We will
I
see
already
you
almost
guys
had a heart
in
attack
few minutes.
twice.
But we are not going anywhere
Just like in
just
trailer,
yet because
calling
there
it.
is one more thing that we think you are going to want to see. Last year, we announced that a sequel to Dishonored was in development, marking a new chapter to the Game of the Year from Arcane Studios. We shared a few tidbits about the sequel, but for the most part, you could say we've been in stealth mode. Until now. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Dishonored 2 is going to be a very special game, one that lives up to its celebrated legacy and then goes way beyond. To tell you more, please join me in welcoming the creative director of Dishonored 2, Harvey Smith.
This is the part where they go, it's available.
I hope they just show gameplay.
Thanks, Pete. Hi, everybody.
nice.
In Dishonored, you play a supernatural assassin in a steampunk city. The game blends combat, stealth, and mobility, giving you many different pathways and approaches. When the original Dishonored was released in 2012, you embraced the game and made it your own. You discovered moves and combinations of powers that we didn't even imagine. We were thrilled by your passion for Dishonored, and we were humbled by the success of the game, which won more than 100 Game of the Year awards. At last year's E3, we announced Dishonored 2. So tonight, here with all of you for the first time, we're going to show you the game.
Here we go.
Here we go. Some gameplay, maybe.
Let's do it.
It's a Cthulhu structure. That's running 60.
That is butter smooth.
Yeah, that's got to be a PC version.
Birds don't fly like that.
What the fuck?
Welcome back to the Empire of the Isles.
That
a
bird's
rich,
fake.
Victorian-inspired fantasy world with a
They can
distinct
hover-ish.
style and an exotic cast of characters. For Dishonored 2, we wanted to explore a new location, Karnaca, the jewel of the South. Our approach to world creation is very layered. Our art and design teams work together to create a strong sense of place with a well-realized culture.
Yeah.
It's based on the people living there, the work they do, the architecture, economy, the climate, even the food and songs.
That looks pretty.
Yeah.
Where's the part where they just get stabbed?
Oh, it's coming.
Don't spoil it.
In order to bring Karnaka to life, we've created a custom game engine designed to support our signature art direction and level design. We wanted Dishonored 2 to resemble a painting in motion.
I don't know if you could be
so
like
we've
that
given
ESO
considerable
shaking,
thought to our lighting and the way it plays across every surface. We've created custom tools to support the interruptible, real-time narrative scenes necessary for a stealth simulation. And the same is true for our approach to audio, both in terms of atmospherics and stealth gameplay. All of these details make Karnaka more vivid thanks to our new technology, which we call the Void Engine.
I wonder if this is the same engine they're using for Prey.
Yeah, maybe. Same studio, so.
Yeah.
I really like that world. That looks awesome.
In crafting
Oh, those
spaces
guys
for
are
you
all
to
gonna
explore,
die.
we've got several creative goals. We want the environment to
In-game
feel
mini poker game, I'm
coherent and
down.
complete,
Those cards are
plausible.
huge.
Where do these characters live and how do they get to work? Is there a viable pathway that makes sense? Where do they take their breaks or stop for lunch? But it goes further than that. For Dishonored 2, we felt compelled to ask ourselves about the history of a given street or shop. What was there a decade before the player arrives in Karnaka? Often you can see the layers of history, watermarks on the wall from past floods, peeling posters and advertisements from years ago. We want every market, every alley to tell a story and to offer you the chance to see something novel or intriguing.
You think that means you're gonna see stuff from the original Dishonored, like everywhere?
Maybe, yeah. That'd be cool.
Dishonored 2 starts and ends in Dunwall, but most of the action takes place here in Karnaka. All right, there you go. Your first look at Dishonored 2.
Where was the actual, like...
Kill someone!
There was still no gameplay. That's kind of
On
unfortunate.
behalf of all my teammates at Arcane and Leon, who worked so hard to bring this to you, and my dear
stream's
friend
30
Rafael
FPS, guys, not
Colantonio,
60.
thank you
That's
so
my
much
stream
for
is.
all the passion you've given the game.
I'm never going to stream it 1080p.
In the first
60.
Dishonored game, you played Corvo Attano, falsely accused of killing the Empress, the woman he loved and was sworn to protect. And you were blamed for the abduction of their daughter, Emily Caldwin. After escaping on the night of his execution, Corvo is gifted with supernatural powers and dedicates himself to avenging the death of the Empress and restoring young Emily to the throne. As we began to work on Dishonored 2, a single question haunted us. What became of Emily Caldwin? How would her experiences affect her, and what kind of ruler would she become? We envisioned Emily grown up, 25 years of age, and then we began to imagine what she'd be like as a heroic figure, as someone fighting for her life against the forces of deceit. We developed a vision for Emily Caldwin that excited us, and at E3 last year, we shared that vision with the world. Dishonored 2 is set 15 years after the first game. Emily Caldwin rules the Empire, watched over by her father, Corvo Attano.
This is gameplay.
All hail Her Imperial Majesty, Emily Caldwin.
Loyal subjects, we're going through a difficult time, but today we honor my mother, the late Jessamine Caldwin. May her memory survive through the ages.
It's a little Bioshock Infinity to me.
You look tired, Father.
Yeah.
Every year, I think the anniversary of Jessamine's death will be easier, but it never is.
Good face tech.
I wish Mother was still the Empress. I don't think I'm very good at this.
You're still learning. Don't worry about the rabble-rousers, and we'll catch the Crown Killer, eventually.
People are saying it's you, but these assassinations are a misguided effort to protect me.
No, someone's trying to make us look guilty by targeting your enemies.
I wish I could just run away from all this.
Sometimes you do. You think I don't know about your nights out on the rooftops? Courage. The ceremony will be over soon.
Royal Protector and...
Is that Corvo?
We should have passed a law against that combination of titles years ago.
It could be. He looks about the age, you know?
When an otherworldly usurper seizes the throne, the fate of the Empire is left hanging in the balance. Dishonored 2 offers you the choice of playing as Empress
That
Emily
is Corvo.
Caldwin,
or the Royal Protector,
Boom.
Corvo Attano. Emily and Corvo are both fully voiced this time with their own perspectives and emotional responses to the events transpiring around them. Whether you choose to play, whoever you choose to play, you've got to flee Dunwall, your home, and travel to Karnaca in order to unravel the threads of a conspiracy
I'd be down with
and
a
take
co-op,
back what's
co-op
yours.
Dishonored. That'd be sick.
Gotta get away. I should talk to the captain of that ship.
That looks like a fun playground to run around in.
Dishonored is known for unscripted, simulation-driven missions where no two players ever have the same experience.
Still no one got shanked.
There are many pathways to explore as you penetrate well-defended locations, numerous ways to find and eliminate nefarious targets. In crafting the missions for Dishonored 2, we've put a much greater emphasis on big, interesting themes, either from a gameplay or fictional standpoint, making each mission a wildly unique place to explore. I'll explain a little bit more about that. Today we're going to show you the Dust District, an industrial ruin ravaged by terrible storms that hit at random intervals. In the Dust District, a militant religious faction called the Overseers is at war with the Howler Gang. The leaders of both factions are trying to take each other down. You can side with the Overseers or the Howlers or neither. There are many ways to complete the mission.
She'll tell you more. I'll wait here in the skiff and take you back to the dreadful whale after you finish.
Everything you see here is rendered in the Void engine, designed to create atmospheric and exploration-rich spaces.
How you gonna leave that loot behind, bro?
I know, I was like, but there were things with highlights.
Triggered.
To reach our target, Vice Overseer Byrne, we've got to get past the Grand Guard checkpoint, sealed off by a wall of light. A cruel security device reinstated by the Duke of Serkonos.
Orders from the Duke. We're losing too many people. Good soldiers blinded by that hallucinogenic powder the Howlers used, then stabbed to death or dragged down by the Abbey's hounds. One young lieutenant got hit by an overseer grenade. That was it. He was one of the Duke's distant cousins or something.
Shit. Let's hope they do enough damage to each other so the fight goes out of them.
That won't happen until someone manages to kill either Paulo or Vice Overseer.
We've made much greater use of vertical space for Dishonored 2, encouraging players to explore the rooftops above the streets.
Out of my ears.
Dust from the mines.
The storm alters visibility for the AI and for the player. A random storm hits and Emily comments on it. Many of the security devices in Dishonored 2 are powered by wind, a unique feature of Karnaca, so here we're switching off the windmill to get through the wall of light. There'll be a lot going on in this next fight. Drop attack, guards climbing and vaulting, combat choke, and Emily using far reach to pull an explosive whale oil tank toward her from a distance.
Dude, there's a lot of verticality. Holy shit.
Yeah.
You aren't going in so dead.
Holy
Let
the hell was that?
There is a little bit of lag on Twitch's stream right now. What?
Right in the butt.
Yeah, they just shot him in the ass.
All right, let's jump forward closer to our target.
I think he was trying to kick him over the side.
Same here, yeah. Is this
the
live
Overseers
gameplay?
are
Is that what
fighting
they
the
said?
Howler Gang for the hearts
No, I
and
don't know.
minds of the people of Karnaca. What happens here will influence Karnaca's future and the end games.
No, it can't be live because he was like, he'll pull a flame tank.
Yeah,
Good
she's
point.
gonna do this and then this and this.
Here we're going to use Emily's Mesmerize power to lull a group of overseers into a stupor, evading combat altogether. Mesmerized, they won't notice Emily or even remember that she was here.
Feel that shit?
There you are. I feel so empty right now.
Oh.
That was weird.
That ability seems super OP.
Far reach
Yeah.
can be upgraded not only to
shit
pull
that's really
objects
far
from a
away.
distance, but also enemies, so you can finish them off in midair.
What the hell?
That was pretty cool.
This time, all of Emily's
That's
powers, which are new, and all of Corvo's
Grappling
can be
hooks.
fully upgraded using entirely new skill trees, giving you the ability to customize more deeply. If you're new to the Dishonored series, it's all about options and exploration, playing at your own pace. The game has many different pathways through each mission, and also different approaches, stealth or combat, lethal or non-lethal, and a wide array of supernatural powers that will dramatically change the experience as you play. We're very close to Vice Overseer Byrne's office now.
Stab that guy. The sisters of the oracular order have seen it, and I feel it in my bones.
Oh, so many dudes.
Stalemate with the howlers must be resolved.
Byrne is giving a briefing using a projector. We're going to plant a stun mine and then link several of the overseers with Emily's domino power, so that whatever happens to one of them will happen to all of them. They share the same fate.
That's kind of cool. I love those little whispers.
Switching off the projector will attract Vice Overseer Byrne's attention, and when the mine affects one overseer, it will affect all of them.
Go check, brother.
Right away.
Here we go.
There are many creative ways to use domino. Now we're going to show you Shadow Walk, another key power for Emily.
Whoa!
What the fuck?
What the?
Shadow Walk is useful for stealth and combat.
Did they just rip his
You saw
arms
it in
and
the
legs off right there?
announced trailer that we
Like it,
made
yeah.
for the game, and you can fully use it in the game. Like all the powers, it can be upgraded in a variety of ways. With Vice Overseer Byrne out of the picture, the leader of the Howlers will owe Emily a favor, and that's just one way to complete the Dust District mission. Before closing today, we want to demonstrate another signature environment from a mission called A Crack in the Slab. It's another example of the missions in
they're
Dishonored 2 and how they're built around big,
Almost
interesting
showing us
themes.
too much of this game.
Yeah,
This mission
I
takes
get the
place
same
in a ruined
feeling.
manor that's been sealed
Been like
for
15
several
minutes, right?
years. At the
You're spending a
start,
lot
the
of time
outsider
on this right
appears
now.
and explains
Yeah.
that reality was
This
warped
might be
inside
the
this
only game
place
they shipped this
after an
year.
occult event.
Like, what
Your
besides the
supernatural
card game and
powers
shit?
won't work inside the manor, and even time behaves strangely, allowing you to travel back and forth
Only they share this
between
much
the
of his
ruined
shipping
present
soon.
and the past, when the manor was lavish and refined. Here we're in the present, when the manor is in
Whoa.
ruins.
What is that?
What the fuck is that thing?
Is it a compass or something?
Unless you like look into the
These are the
past,
past.
Oh.
Oh.
so you can see what it was like.
Oh, snap.
Is that what that guy just explained? Is that how you know
Now
that?
we've moved backwards, years into the past,
Yes.
when the manor was still inhabited and guarded.
That's pretty cool.
Whoa.
Ricky dicky.
That's a really cool mechanic.
Looking through the lenses of the outsider's timepiece, you can see the alternate timeline. This is useful for solving puzzles, as you've seen, but it can also be used to avoid or take down enemies.
Oh my god, can you
You can watch
assassinate the guy in the
enemies
past?
in the alternate timeline and then step through to execute your plans.
Dude, that's sick. That seems too OP though.
Dude, everything about this character seems so OP. I
Like-
agree. This is ridiculous.
Fuck, you can
Do
see
they
the
use a
body
resource?
too.
So if you're in the past, you can't see it?
Yeah. I guess. Stab that guy.
Oh, how do you not stab him?
We hope you're going to love the
That's
game
kinda
as
cool.
much as we do.
Interesting.
Thank you. Thank you. I have to once again give a shout out to my team in France. They've worked so hard and they are so passionate about the game. And the first game, they're really ready for you to get you guys to get your hands on it. And you don't have to wait long. All of you can leave your mark on the Empire of the Isles because Dishonored 2 will release on PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and PC November 11th, 2016.
God, how many games come out in November? Jesus.
But before I go, I've got one more thing for you. This is the worldwide launch of the Dishonored 2 gameplay trailer. You're seeing it here first. Good night.
Definitely gonna watch this on the YouTube version later at high bitrate. Some of the fucking insects, man. Why'd you have to glue those?
You not into that, JP?
What happened to Corvo's mask?
I guess he doesn't need it anymore. Maybe if you choose him, he'll use it again because he'll want to be undercover again, right?
Maybe. Yeah, I'm trying to remember story-wise what happened at 1 at the end. Like, the mask didn't get destroyed or anything.
No, not at all. But he was hiding his identity the entire time.
Yeah.
I think Dodger nailed it. I don't think he needs to. I mean, it'd be weird if he used his mask as the, lead protector of the queen.
Yeah.
Right. That's true. There's that weird bird again. That's a cool mechanic.
More visitor stuff. Yeah, there he is. Oh, the heart's back.
That thing creeped me out. I hated having to pull that thing out to find my way around.
Damn, girl.
That was cool. Good trailer.
Very excited about Dishonored 2.
I can hear
Could I please have
production.
another round of applause for the very shy and took off Harvey Smith and everyone at Arcane Studios. Those guys are fantastic. They've been working their butts off. Now, one of the things that Dishonored fans have been asking about a lot is whether or not we're going to do a collector's edition. So tonight, I'm happy to confirm that yes, we will be doing a limited number of Dishonored 2 collector's editions.
A mask.
Oh shit.
The collector's edition comes with a very cool replica of Corvo's
fuck.
mask as well as Emily's ring, and it'll be available through retailers around the globe, but supplies are limited, and as we saw with Fallout 4 last year, and you know who you are, they go out quickly. So if you want one, I suggest that you pre-order one before they all go away. Also, if you pre-order or digitally pre-purchase any version of Dishonored 2 for a limited time only, you will get a free copy of Dishonored Definitive Edition, which includes the original critically acclaimed game plus all of the add-on content
I never
remastered
played the
for the current
DLC,
generation of
but it was
consoles.
good, right, Co?
Cool.
I'm about 3/4 of the
Now-
way through it, and it is really good. I haven't
Games
finished
like
it yet.
Dishonored 2 and all of the games that we've
played
shown here
Dowd.
tonight don't happen
Yeah,
by
that's right.
accident. There are wonderfully talented, dedicated people working hard every day to build games that thrill and inspire all of us. And I want to take a moment to recognize and thank the entire Bethesda team and all of our studios. So if you take a look, you'll see teams from all over the world who are joining us now. Would you please welcome me? Would you please join me in thanking them all for their incredible and dedicated work?
Kind of cool.
Yeah.
Can we get some Kappa claps in the chat?
Yeah, give me those sweet, sweet Kappa claps.
Fucking that hype lady won't shut the fuck up.
Thank you very much. That was great.
Going, dude.
So, from Quake Champions to Dishonored 2, from The Elder Scrolls Legends to Prey, plus all of the new content for Doom, The Elder Scrolls Online, Fallout 4, and Fallout Shelter, and the latest in virtual reality gaming, it should be another big year for Bethesda. Now, this has already been a great night, and we want to commemorate this moment and give you guys something special to remember it by. So for all of you here in Los Angeles, when you leave tonight, you'll get a special T-shirt. Commemorating this event and all of the games that we've shown. And for those of you watching the stream at home, Adam and Morgan have T-shirts to give away, so keep watching for a chance to get yours. And that is everything we have to show you from this stage. So if you're here with me in the hangar, you can head over to the other side of the lot. If you're watching online, don't go anywhere. Adam and Morgan are about to take over the second half of the stream. For the rest of our showcase, from all of us at Bethesda, thank you all so much for playing our games and joining us. That's it for me. Have a great night. Adam and Morgan, take it away.
So more games or just interviews and stuff, man?
Interviews and stuff, yeah. We can't really watch any of that. Unless it's streamed here, we can. But
all right. Thank you so much, Pete. And
They
hello,
they
everyone.
might cut
I'm
the
Adam
feed.
Sussler, and along with Morgan Webb, I'll be here at BE3 Plus
Wait,
for about
what?
the next hour,
not
interviewing
Morgan
the
Webb.
developers behind the games you just saw. That's Prey, Dishonored 2, Quake Champions to Doom, Fallout, and so much more. We're going to be bringing you exclusive info straight from the source. But do not forget to follow us on Twitter. That's at Bethesda, and using the hashtag BE3. We even have a very cool T-shirt for anyone who's questioning.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep, there it goes. It cut off.
There it goes. All right,
I was
guys.
wondering if they were going to cut that. Let's
chat about the shit.
So yeah, that's Bethesda. I guess let's just kind of go in order that I can remember it by. Co, I don't know if you took notes. I should get a mod to do that tomorrow. They launched with Quake Champions. I'm really worried about that because it sounds like they're doing like a hero-based shooter. Yeah. And that's really, I'm not down with that. And I just want to shoot people and not have to worry about that Genji can fucking reflect shit at me and that Tracer can blink around. And like, I just want everyone to be able to use any weapon they want as long as it's up and they can go get it and you can shoot people with it. That's me. I don't know.
I almost feel like just a skill-based shooter like Quake would be novel right now because so many games are like, well, yeah, like you have to aim, but you also have this teleport ability.
Right. It doesn't exist, right? Like, there's nothing. Maybe it's too simple, and that's their thinking that like a Quake game from that era. Like, shooters have just changed so much, so you can't just have shooting in your game anymore. I don't know, man. I guess we'll see what happens when QuakeCon rolls around in, I think, August is usually when that's in. So we'll see, but that's got me worried.
I don't understand why they would make a competitive shooter and then push out multiplayer content for infamous good single-player shooter, thus creating competition within their own company.
Oh, you mean for Doom and yeah. I mean, at the same time, EA launching, I don't remember the exact dates, but Battlefield 1 launches, and then literally 7 days after that, Titanfall 2 comes out.
Right.
Yeah.
So like it's going to happen, and I also think that I wouldn't expect Quake Champions to launch till like next year at this time.
Yeah.
So maybe by then Doom will kind of be an afterthought.
Maybe they're
but
just trying to like tie people over until like.
Right. It was a little weird though. We're kind of jumping ahead, but for the Doom stuff, I wish they announced more single player stuff.
I'm surprised that their DLC is multiplayer.
Did their multiplayer do well?
No.
The multiplayer didn't do very well because at least when it first launched, there were lots of issues with it, right? So for the most part, the multiplayer didn't take off the way that I think it could have.
And what's kind of weird is almost all the positivity I saw about Doom was the single player.
Yeah.
It's very strange that they would kind of go after the multiplayer. Like, I can see of them saying maybe it's lacking, so let's put a multiplayer DLC to help. But it's also kind of a smack to the face to those that really loved the single player and were really hoping for more in the first DLC, to just see it completely devoid in the first DLC. So that's kind of disappointing.
Giving people a demo of the single player.
Yeah.
Well. You're like, enjoy this awesome aspect of our game. By the way, there's no more content for that part that you're going to enjoy. But if you want to play the multiplayer, which no one likes and you're not going to have access to unless you buy, then you can try all this stuff.
Well, like for clarity, it's not that nobody likes it, right? It's just that for the most part, people played it and were like, "Oh, this is really borked right now," and then moved on to the countless other games that came out.
Right.
And there just aren't that many people even playing it.
I played the Doom multiplayer beta for probably like 16 hours, like 4 afternoon streams worth. Also played a little bit on release too. But it was definitely the kind of thing where it's like, this is a good time filler, but there's nothing else for me to play right now, more importantly. But it's like one of those things that the single player was like 8 out of 10 and the multiplayer was like 5 out of 10. It's like two different worlds for that.
Yeah,
right.
For sure. Definitely a weird thing to see that, but I guess in the grand scheme of things, that's what Bethesda has. That's Bethesda's Call of Duty right now is Doom. Like, they don't have another shooter that is multiplayer focused, or at least as multiplayer focused as Doom is, to sell for. But I just don't see that doing very well. But if multiplayer people that do enjoy that, then there you go. You got some cool stuff out of that. They might also be relying on the Snap Map community to make single player levels for everyone else.
Yeah.
Instead of, and if they put out something along the lines of like official Snap Maps, that would be really cool too. That would be a cool way to spin that. So we'll see. What did they go to after that? Is that when they started talking about the card game?
Yes, it was. Whoa.
Here comes the pre-show.
Pre-show is going to begin soon.
What? Oh, on Twitch. I had it muted, so I'm over on Bethesda. They're showing the new trailer for the MMO stuff. But so they went to the card game. Mm-hmm. I'll have to maybe check that out. Like, I'm not too big of a card game guy, but like if it's interesting enough and goes in a different place, more so than Hearthstone, or a different place than Hearthstone, I guess. Maybe it's worth checking out. I don't know. Is anyone like super hyped about that?
No, it's just, I mean, if it doesn't go to a different place, it's kind of done from the get-go. I don't know.
It's the one with like 2 lanes, right? And that already is like not a Hearthstone clone at the very least.
Yeah. It's,
just saying, Gwent has 3 lanes.
Does it? We'll hear about that more tomorrow, or I don't know what conference the Gwent game will be in.
I think Legends has a hero character, right? I saw each character had a medallion in the center of the screen on each side. I'm assuming that's like Hearthstone Heroes, where you play like an actual character. So I've never played Legends. The thing that kills me about that though is like I see like Legends and I see ESO and like all this stuff they're pouring into it, and it just there's this little part of me that always goes, that could have been like a real Elder Scrolls game. Like all time and effort you're putting into these side projects that we could have been done with ES6 and like teasing ES7 by now. Like, it hurts.
Yeah, I think when you look at Bethesda as a company, they don't have any other IPs that would work in a card game world or in an MMO world besides Skyrim, and those, like, Skyrim came out kind of, Tally, you'd be the one to know this 100%, but it kind of came out on the slope down for the like rise of MMOs. Would you say, is that an accurate assessment? Like, it came out when MMOs were slowly starting to fade out of fashion at that point. But 7 million that's respectable.
That's a lot.
I mean, that's 7 million sold. So fuck.
I mean, there's no question that ESO is making them money. I mean, that was the point from the beginning of the project, I'm sure, and it's still working. I mean, obviously they're making DLCs, they're doing content, they're doing patches, so it's clear that they're, it's making them money. And like we've been saying since the beginning, and we've said on this show, was the whole point of that project from the beginning, was to make a persistent game that you could keep getting money out of the audience from using the Elder Scrolls franchise. So, I mean, they nailed it in that regard.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I bought the game when it first came out. I think everyone was super hyped into seeing what it was all about. I know, Ko, you said you played a month of it.
Oh yeah, dude. I played Elder Scrolls Online for like a month straight. Was at the time like touting how, if you like Guild Wars 2, you'll probably like this game. It's basically a copy, especially when you go to World v. World. And it was, I mean, it's like I've always said, it's a decent game. Like Elder Scrolls 6, people say that I hate on it, but again, I played it for a month. It's a decent game. It's just not Elder Scrolls. Right. It's not it doesn't have the soul of the franchise. It's a decent MMO in the Elder Scrolls universe, and that's where it ends.
Yeah.
So
Chat's saying there's only 2,300 actives on PC right now through Steam.
2,300.
Which means I think a large majority of their player base is console.
It is, yeah.
It has to be, yeah.
The console launches were very successful.
Well, that was that. And then I think, was that when Prey showed
That's
up?
when Prey happened, right?
Which I think was kind of that's a cool thing.
Almost the highlight
I would
outside
say
of the Fallout 4 vault building.
More hyped than what Quake. Yeah, I'm more hyped for that than Quake. Just because of like how they introduced it. They're going a cool direction with that, and I want to see more. I want to know what the actual gameplay is. I want to know like if they're going like what type of horror game that's going to be. In the sense
it looks gorgeous.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And
And more
the
importantly,
atmosphere of it is great.
not only that, and I completely agree with you, but it looks like it's starting to do some crazy things. I don't know if it was time travel or like there was something weird with physics going on in that game. And I am all about games doing weird stuff with that. So, I mean, more power to it. The graphics were cool. There was some kind of shadow, dark monster thing he was fighting. Like, and the Groundhog Day stuff at the beginning, like that's one of those. That's a good example of trailers that gives good questions. Not like questions like, oh, what is this going to be? Like, is this going to be fun? Like, whoa, what was that? And what just happened? And what are those things? Like, that was a really good trailer. I was impressed with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see a new Wolfenstein. I just realized that.
It was teased in the DOS prompt, wasn't it? At the beginning?
Was it?
I thought it was. Chat.
Someone needs to
Might be able
screen
to-
cap that DOS prompt.
Yeah, I thought that
or
I saw
I need to find one. Oh, someone just. Okay, here we go.
They may have just been kind of tying that
So
time
there's-
together, though.
Yeah, there's here. I can show this on stream instead of just reading it out. Also, for those that care, the Dishonored 2 Collector's Edition for PS4 and Xbox One pre-orders are up on Amazon. If you guys care about that, I'll retweet it so you can just go to my Twitter and find the link off that. Someone did take a picture of the DOS prompt. That's what I'm pulling up right here.
Keen, Wolf 3D, New Order, Old Blood, New Colossus, then Doom, Doom 2, 3, 4, Deathnet, and BE3.
New Colossus. What is
Yeah.
that?
What is New Colossus? I don't know what that
New
is.
Colossus is the only thing on the list that doesn't have a date on it.
Oh, okay. So what could I don't know what the fuck that is.
Could that be like some super sneaky slide in or something? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is a little bit interesting.
Looks like it honestly looks like release dates, and then New Colossus doesn't have one.
Now, what would be interesting is if that was a canceled project.
Yeah. I mean, it makes
be
sense
cool.
name-wise with Old Blood and then New Colossus, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's interesting. I don't know.
We're all going to feel dumb when someone in chat is like, that's the name of the second DLC, you dinguses. Or something like
Yeah.
People are saying it might be a QuakeCon reveal.
Or what if they're saving that for a PS4 Xbox One panel or an Xbox or PlayStation panel? Sony or Microsoft could have definitely bought that. Or bought the or wanted to show that, like, especially if people want to jump in on the. A lot of times, especially last year, we saw Bethesda announce Fallout, and then we saw it show up with more information during the PlayStation panel the next night. So maybe a new Wolfenstein shows up at PlayStation's panel tomorrow night.
Because the dates go back for Doom, and then it's like chronological Doom games.
Right.
Look, previously, it's
Yeah. So maybe tomorrow night we see it at
night.
Sony. Real quick tangent on the subject of Sony. Apparently, the new God of War trailer leaked already.
What?
So if you want to watch that, you can go find it on YouTube, or you can just.
Is this happening? Are they? I guess in order to set this shit up for E3, they have to share it with people working behind the scenes, and then.
Yeah. You're muted, Dodger.
I said some of these leaks are definitely on purpose. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. So. Oh, what? So Wolfenstein New Colossus. What is this? Let's see. People are just talking about it. Hopefully announce it before they finish. Yeah. Okay. Same thing that we were just saying. So I bet you that comes out tomorrow during one of the conferences. What was up after Prey? What did they talk about?
After Prey.
I'm
think they went
blanking.
Dishonored 2? Because I gotta say, I was really surprised how much time they spent on Dishonored 2, especially considering like last year they announced it, they've been teasing it until now, and then it's like they dropped an almost 20-minute bomb on us here. It was good to see gameplay, don't get me wrong, but that was a lot of time. Like 3 separate talk preview,
I feel
talk
like it's
preview,
attractive
talk
from
preview.
my experience. Like the trailer they showed was fucking hella cool, and then they showed me too much. Almost.
Yeah, because
And,
it's
the
such
allure
a
of it was gone.
it's such a story-based game too that
Yeah.
I think a lot of people were like, am I getting spoiled on shit right now? Like, I don't know that I even want to know this. Like, yeah, I wanted to see gameplay, but I don't want it to affect, my actual experience of playing this game. So it was weird that they showed us so much.
Sure.
Also, I got to admit, the complete nerd in me always gets red alarms all over the place whenever a game tries to do time travel like that one does. Like, I get so pissed off if time travel isn't done right in shows and games and movies, and it's like, looking at the way they did it there, it's kind of like, oh, this may be hard. This may be hard to stomach a little bit. I'm all about like the consistent, like if it happened, end of story.
Wait,
like,
what am I?
Time travel has already happened.
We missed Fallout. We didn't talk about Fallout, and that happened before.
In VR.
Oh, okay,
In
that's
VR.
right. Yeah, Fallout. I mean, Ko, you're the Fallout guy here. They announced the 3 new DLCs.
3 new DLCs. They announced Contraptions, which looks really interesting. A little bit kind of just for fun. I don't think anyone's going to be using Contraptions for any kind of a serious thing. More of like an old school Incredible Machine vibe, if there's any Incredible Machine players from back in the day.
Wow, that's a fucking
They
reference.
also announced the Vault stuff. Now, I got to say, I played Fallout 1 when it came out in 1997. I've been waiting 20 years to build my own vault. So this is kind of a big deal. Like, I definitely, when I saw the fact that we can build like a straight up vault, if they do that properly, that could be something that real Fallout fans have been waiting for literally almost 2 decades. Like, if we can do like real multi-floor vaults and they actually have like meaningful, impacts, and just like they were showing, like you can run tests on them and stuff, like just like in real vault, like there's so many cool things about that really perked me up. And then the final thing, I don't know what to think about that teaser.
Yeah,
What
the Nuke World.
Yeah.
Has that ever been referenced at all in the mythology?
Not that I know of. If there has been, it's been small. If there has ever been a reference to Nuka World, it's been tiny. And I don't know if they were showing that as like, hey, there's this new big DLC, or hey, we're just going to add this little place you can explore in the game world. Like that was one of those things that brought up a lot more questions than answers. It didn't show us any antagonist. It didn't show us any character gameplay. It didn't show us anything. It just showed like, hey, here's a theme park and it's Fallout themed. Cool. I really wish they kind of went with that a little bit more. But the vault thing alone, that bumped up my entire opinion of the conference. Like that's big. And again, I've been waiting to do that for almost two decades. So
that's cool. That's cool. This is a little bit of the gameplay trailer there. Sam, what were we trying to say? The mics.
I was just asking when QuakeCon is.
August in Dallas. Yeah.
The postcard on the Fallout 4 Nuka World had August 2016 written in the bottom.
So yeah, they're trying to get everything, all eyes on that.
They'll probably drop the DLC at QuakeCon.
Yeah, that would make sense. So then, what was that?
Is that Future Man on the stream from Twitch?
Yeah. Man is doing
oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, they're doing. So this is a 12-hour stream. This goes all the way till tomorrow morning's pre-show.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, that's /Twitch is kind of a thing right now. All in all, though, like Dishonored 2 looks great. It makes me want to revisit Dishonored 1. I played that game the first day that it launched, and one sat it on the hardest difficulty, and I haven't played it since then, 4 or 5 years back. So I might revisit that. But I do want to know where his fucking mask is. That was my favorite part of the game, is that mask.
Oh,
I'm sure he'll put it back on when you're playing him, because once again, he'll want to like not have people know who he is.
Yeah.
Which is why she has her mask on in the actual promo picture.
Well, she puts that little like the handkerchief
her
thing.
little sash over her face. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that mechanic too. I forgot what they called it in the game, but where you could like mirror it on multiple people, then attack one and they all die. We were saying her
Domino.
Yeah, the domino. Yeah, her abilities do look incredibly broken. Like she looks very, very strong. And I kind of, as someone who's pretty anti-co-op, I hope that there's a co-op way to play that game where one person plays the female, one person plays the male somehow.
Do you think that, like, Corvo
Not only do I,
what was that?
You think he would just serve as a hard mode? They were like, he doesn't have any of that crazy shit. Like,
yeah, maybe
it's just like the hard mode choice.
Maybe. What were you gonna say?
I was going to say, I think they're in different places in the world throughout the story, which is why you can play both of them. But I got to say that with her powers, do you really need another person? Nope. Like, holy shit, man. She can, some of those powers are just nuts.
The idea of walking through a world, though, and having another person be stealthy and then, like, both jumping and not doing, like, the quick time event like you've seen in Call of Duty before. It's like, all right, I'm going to press E and it's automatically going to trigger your screen to go in and stab this. Like, no, you both have to jump down at the same time and then fucking go over and stab those two dudes and then run over there and hit that button. Like, that would be cool as shit. Yeah. I just don't know if it's possible.
True.
That was Dishonored 2, and that's kind of what they closed on. Right now on the Bethesda stream, I think they were showing some ESO stuff.
Actually, they just did a little interview with Tom Howard, by the way, and this brings up an interesting thing about what I was talking earlier about hoping they would develop why they increased the season pass. So apparently the Nuka World DLC is the last story-based DLC for Fallout 4.
Really? They're already done.
Which means that theoretically Fallout 4 is going to have significantly less full DLC packs than 3 or New Vegas.
How many did 3 have? 4 packs? 3 packs?
I don't remember offhand. I'd have to name. Let me see here.
Wait, no, that was like in the 6th.
They Fallout New Vegas. They each had at least 4, like between like Honest Hearts. God, oh my lord, I'm trying to think. Like Brotherhood of Steel for Fallout 3. There's Old World Blues, Honest Hearts. Oh my god, man. I'm thinking of all the different maps in them, but I'm not thinking of the actual names of them. Let me get the actual names of them. But they each had at least 3 or 4.
People are saying 5 in
there's
chat.
Operation Anchorage, The Pit, Broken Steel, Point Lookout, and Mothership Zeta.
So
it's 5 full DLCs, each one offering like Far Harbor style multi-hours of entertainment. 5 of those for 3. And then for New Vegas, I think we had like at least 4 or 5 more. So yeah, just insane. We had Dead Money, Honest Hearts, Old World Blues, Lonesome Road, and then they had the additional Gunrunner's Arsenal and Courier Stash, which added a whole bunch of items. Gunrunner's Arsenal and Courier Stash are kind of like the first 2 DLCs of Fallout 4, where they just added stuff into the existing game.
Cool.
So yeah, it's kind of weird. That means we're only going to see like 2 full DLC packs for Fallout 4 with an increased monthly pass cost.
The hope, the only thing that I could see the positive spin on that is that we're not going to wait however many fucking years it was between Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 for the next Skyrim. Like next year, if they don't, or the next Elder Scrolls, sorry. If they don't show the new Elder Scrolls game next year at E3, then these conferences are going to start being really slow. Because I don't know what the big game is next year that they show. Maybe QuakeCon is their big kind of like the thing, what they did with Dishonored this year. I think you have to go with Elder Scrolls either next year or the year before.
It's just going to be Elder Scrolls Online for the whole conference next year.
Yeah.
Just the whole thing.
I wouldn't mind.
Maybe. Tally, we didn't even talk to you. How do you, are you super hyped for the ESO stuff that you saw?
Yeah, man. I mean, I've actually started playing ESO a lot more in the last couple of months. Kind of fell off recently. But Yeah, I played like the Thieves Guild DLC, and I think what they're doing now is they're doing what they were doing in the DLC, which is like you can go into these DLC areas no matter what level you are. So now they have this. What you saw, one Tamriel.
Yeah, that was the big announcement. Was one Tamriel? Yeah.
Yeah, and the Dark Brotherhood DLC, and that sounds pretty cool. So basically, after you get out of the tutorial area, you can just go wherever you want. Like you scale to the level, or I guess the level with whatever. I mean, I guess it makes the game more social. Like if you're like, in some what would be now a high level zone, I could be level 9 and just go to you and help you out.
Right. It solves that age-old MMO problem where your friends talking like, oh man, last night we fucking fought Ragnaros. It was just sick raid. And, oh shit, dude, like how long did it take you to get there? Like 100 hours?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. I'm never going to enjoy that. But now, like, I think that's a interesting path. It's never been one of the things that's never been done before. They said, and like,
it's a great change. It's
really. I think that's smart. Real smart.
Yeah, ups the social aspect of the MMO by far.
Yeah. The other thing that would be, the interesting thing would be like, who would want to? Because in MMOs, the hierarchy is like, you fucking kill a shit ton of rats, and then you kill like some bigger rats, and then you go to like a spooky wood place, and then eventually you go to your first dungeon. Like, who would do the first fucking like half of that game when you could just jump to the end and do all the cool shit?
I don't know, I think you'd still have to like follow at least the story to it if you want to see like the cool like cutscene cinematics and stuff like that. But you're right.
I don't know. I'm interested to see where they take that.
It's going to be really weird because, to be honest, like a big part about MMOs is kind of the progression aspect. Yeah. So the idea of like instant gratification, where you can just do whatever you want whenever you want, that's kind of that goes against what a lot of the MMO stuff has been up to this point. So it's going to be weird. It's going to turn it into more of like a theme park than an MMO. It's just like, hey, what do I want to do today? I'll just go do that. So I don't know, man. I feel like if implemented improperly, that could be way too catering and dilute a lot of the experience for the people that look for that progression.
That's true. I mean, for the normal MMO player is probably going to be very confused if they jump into that. You're definitely right. But
I assume you'll be able to decide whether or not you even want that.
Yeah, you could. That's true. If you wanted, you could probably just follow the natural order of things.
Yeah, because I doubt you'll be able to, walk into a cave and it's like, guess what? You're level 50 now. You're like,
well, it wasn't that. It was that you could walk anywhere and you could fight that because everything's the same. Basically, I guess it does away with levels. Like it does away with stat-based levels.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's like auto-scaling everything in the game is the way I understood it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not feeling
that. You probably gain like the champion points that they have right now. You just start putting champion points into like whatever skills and abilities you want.
Yeah.
It's all of all of this is really going to depend on implementation. Like it's all there's so many ways they could do this wrong, and there's a few ways they could do it right too. Like people are pointing out in chat the really good point. Like City of Heroes is something kind of similar to that, and it worked. I mean, but again, the whole game was kind of built around it. So to go from a progression system to this system.
Right.
Keep the world the same. It's going to be, I'm guessing there's going to be growing pains, and it'll be interesting to see what happens to the player base at that time.
Yeah.
Right, and also, it's like, what are they going to do about PvP? Because that's such a huge part of the game. It's like, can you just cherry pick all the best equipment for your PvP build? You don't have to work for, like, there's so many parts about this that it raises a lot of questions.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We'll be watching Tally's stream to see what he thinks of it, because I'm sure he's going to be checking it all out.
Yeah, well.
The other stuff too, we saw Skyrim remastered, which that's a thing. We kind of knew that going in. Bethesda tweeted out as well, if you own Skyrim and all of its add-ons or own the Legendary Edition on Steam, you'll get a free upgrade to Skyrim Special Edition on October 28th. So
awesome.
I guess they're just upgrading everyone.
Steam, or is that everyone though?
It's their tweet just says Steam, so I guess you're gonna have to rebuy it. You're gonna have to rebuy it if you purchased it on the 360 or PS3. Looked good graphically. I'm into that. The other big announcement was the VR for Fallout, and that's coming out in 2017, I think they said. The other interesting thing there too is they said HTC Vive. They didn't mention the Oculus. It was HTC Vive, and that's it. So that line is already starting to be crossed, and we're not even like into the VR world really. Like we're still.
I mean, yeah, possibly because Oculus doesn't have any firm, well-known plans for like room scale stuff yet.
Yeah.
But Vive, launched with it. So
Yeah.
if they want to have you still, with that experience of being able to like bend down and look around, pick up things, whatever, then yeah, they would go with the one that gives you that option.
Right. Oh, they're showing off the mask right now for the collector's edition. That's pretty big. That's about
that is pretty cool.
Foot and a half. I'll probably
Also,
grab
by
that.
the way, small little note from earlier today. I don't think we got a chance to talk about it. The Titanfall 2 $250 collector's edition with the helmet.
It's $250.
$250, and it comes with a full helmet.
Can you wear it?
Yeah, and apparently I read that it like releases on the release date though.
Is it a new cat helmet?
I don't know. Yeah, it looks
no. You can pre-order right now on Amazon.
The 250 version?
Yeah, it's available right now.
One
You can
second.
even wait. Do you save $50 by pre-ordering on Amazon Prime? Is that real? Holy shit! Amazon Prime's a hell of a thing. You should you should definitely buy that and save money on games. This is what I'm looking at right now on Amazon. This thing right here.
The size of that thing.
I hope it's the fucking new cat helmet.
Can you open it so you can stream with it?
What is that?
So you click on PC version and it goes down to standard. And then if you click on collector's edition, like the one with the helmet, it immediately snaps to PS4.
Yeah, I guess they're not selling the PC collector's edition or something. That's happened to me. Like all of the Dark Souls collector's edition, that's PS4. Like I have all of those collector's editions, but they're all console shit, which sucks. But I get it.
I'm looking at the Bethesda E3 bingo card.
Yeah.
That you guys do before.
Yeah.
Most of them did not happen. One that made me laugh is long Dishonored 2 demo, which there is
had
that.
it. They nailed it.
Definitely happened.
Yeah, they nailed it.
Mhm.
But yeah, apart from that, they're going to be showing some more stuff on Bethesda's Twitch channel. They're just
Oh my
interviewing
lord.
people.
So okay, we gotta talk about it. Quake Champions.
Yeah.
Like they might overwatch Quake.
I know, that's what I was saying at the like. I didn't want to say that because I don't want that to become my reality. But
Like
it very well
the
could
fact
happen.
that they call it champions, like the second I saw that word, I was like, this is trouble. Like and then they talk about unique heroes with unique abilities.
Yep.
Like, wait a second, what are you doing to my Quake? Like, what this means?
Even Overwatch, yay!
Yeah, no, it really sounds like that. Like when you talk about unique heroes with unique abilities, the idea of arena-based shooter basically goes out the window. Like, there it goes. So this is going to be interesting. Like I'm gonna wait until I see it, but I got to admit this is slightly concerning.
I was worried when that chick teleported. I was like, oh, there we go.
Well, no, I was worried when I saw her because I knew she was going to teleport because all chicks that looked like that teleport in fucking video games.
Her hair was even smoky.
Her hair was even smoky. You knew it was going to happen. The cool thing, though, is a lot of those skins were actually from the old Quake days, which is like, that's a good nod.
Especially the guy with the mask
Yes.
attached to his face.
Yes.
Like when I saw that was
I was looking for like Tank Jr. or fucking Phobos, but I didn't see any of those. I'm sure they're going to show up later. The thing that worries me, though, is like Mike, aka Mike B, tweeted, this is in the YouTube description. Quake Champions features a roster of unique characters, each with their own distinctive abilities, allowing you to fight the way you want. So I don't know if that's going to be an arena shooter, man. It says
no, dude.
That's not an arena
They
shooter.
called it the arena.
it also says the fast-paced, skill-based arena-style competition that turned the original Quake games into multiple.
In the show twice.
Yeah.
But also, man, they showed that big dude, and they showed him like clearly doing a charge that the other guy avoided. Like they were showing abilities, like ability. Like they were showing cinematic abilities.
Like a charge, like Reinhardt's charge.
It looked like a Blizzard Overwatch thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really did. Like it seriously looked like a trailer showing off specific abilities of specific people, so you could know who does what. and that is like you can't have an arena shooter like that. That completely takes out arena shooter. You can't have an arena shooter if people
right, like
characters and having unique abilities.
What comes with abilities comes imbalances with these unique characters, and then
Right.
and the balance of abilities, which this one's too OP, this one's not. Whereas back when you played Quake, it was just like pick up gun, shoot other person, no abilities used. You have better aim than the other person. It was skill based. That was it.
Yeah.
Now we have all these abilities that you're probably gonna have with these unique characters, and now some are gonna be more OP than the others. Patches, hot fixes, builds.
I mean,
whatever.
his like intro pitch was, "This is a Quake game for everyone of all skill levels, like all good." And that's typically a pitch when you're like, "All right, this is like an arena shooter, but it's kind of casual."
Yeah.
It's for everybody.
It sounds like they're just cashing in on the Quake IP. And
That's Strippin, you just nailed it. That's what makes me the most worried. It's just like Legends, where they're just jamming Elder Scrolls into a completely different genre of game. It sounds like they're taking the Quake IP and just jamming it into what's hot and new right now, which is the objective-based shooter with character selection. Like that's what's big, and it's and oh man.
While I do agree with you, I think what they're really doing is saying, hey, we had a game called Quake that kind of started esports. What if we brought Quake back and we made it the new esport because we don't have one for our entire fucking company, and we have a lot of money that we can throw at it for advertisers to buy into because it's hot right now. Like, that's what I kind of took from that.
If Quake actually comes out and it is a Lawbreaker, Battleborn, Overwatch clone, that will have been now the third time that Bethesda has taken one of the IPs they own and jammed them into something else in an attempt to enter that market. And I got to say, that does not bode well for this. Like I'm really glad they didn't F with Doom too much. Like,
yeah.
I'm glad they took Doom and they were just like, first person shooter, lots of blood and gore, fatalities, doing it right. Like that's awesome. More power to you. Thank you for not messing with Doom. But I mean, we had Elder Scrolls jammed into an MMO, Elder Scrolls jammed into a card game, and we might now have Quake jammed into an objective-based shooter. And yeah, I got to say, I'm going to be waiting with bated breath on a lot more information for Quake because
they had Battlecry.
Yeah, what was that? Tally was talking about that.
It was a fucking Overwatch clone. Yeah. It was their Overwatch. And
holy shit, you're right.
And then they've made Quake their Overwatch instead. Like, this game was the last 2v3 Battlecry, and it's just vanished into thin air. Like,
I forgot that Battlecry even existed. That's
like, it was
so
playable.
weird.
They were doing like casted events.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
You're muted, Ko.
Yeah, Ko, you muted yourself.
Oh. Well, I was going to say, funny enough, like I just Googled it for the first time since you guys mentioned it. Battlecrythegame.com. It's full up. There's screenshots. There's a trailer, characters, beta sign up. Like, it's here. Crazy they didn't even mention it.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't even a blip on their radar.
We barely mentioned it last year on our cast for E3. It was like a minute conversation, like, hey, how about that Battlecry game? Oh, it was like Overwatch. All right, whatever.
Apparently, Daily Dot's reporting in the after conference interview, Willett, I guess is how you said his name, said they want Quake Champions to live up to pro player expectations with updated offensive and defensive movement, including rocket jumping, to be an esport. That's a spider that just landed right on my mic. That's fucking crazy. It says to be an esports game, to be competitive, you have to run fast, and pro players expect 120 hertz. They expect lightning fast response. We want to make a game with unlocked frame rates that will run fast as you can throw hardware at it. So I guess we'll see in August what that is. Maybe the Overwatch hype would die down and they can jump into that or something.
Or they just have like a 60 tick rate and win by default.
Yeah. Well, if they launch that and they have fucking like super low tick rate servers, that's going to just be really upsetting to me. If it's Overwatch, like.
Kind of weird about Battlecry also. It says in a couple places that ZeniMax is making it, and actually says that in the copyright stuff at the bottom. But there is clearly at the bottom of the page a Battlecry Studios. And then you click that, and that goes to a battlecrystudios.com, which looks to not be Zen. Like, what is going on with this IP? And what's even crazier is the Battlecry Studios has the Bethesda logo as the icon in the tab.
Yeah, the last tweet was last year's E3, 2015.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I'm so confused by
I don't know.
because that means they have 2 games going into the same. It doesn't. Yeah.
It'd be weird. It'd be weird for sure.
I guess they've combined it with Quake.
What's going to be crazy is if they never talk about Battlecry again, but all of a sudden all the same buzzwords start getting used for Quake Champions, and we're like, okay, Bethesda, okay, here we go. So apparently Battlecry didn't have a splash; they just needed an IP to carry it, and we have Quake Champions. Like that would be crazy.
Oh, apparently you guys just shut the site down. We gave Battlecry their entire fucking their biggest hits in the entirety of the past year, which is great.
They were like, "We never expected this much publicity."
Right.
Who did that?
Let's do a little bit of like recapping just the day as well as the conferences, and then we'll preview a little bit of tomorrow, and we'll call it a show. We got to do our scores for Bethesda, so we'll start with Sam as we did. Who jumped from a 2.5 to a 4, the next logical step, of course, in the numbering and sequence of things for EA's conference. Well, how do you score Bethesda?
My thought process with the first scoring was there was 5 games. It's 10 points, so 2 and 2 makes 4 out of 10, right? That was
okay.
It was kind of dumb.
Man.
I'm gonna give this one a 7 out of 10.
Okay, 7 out of 10.
Yeah, they ordered their IPs in such a way where you had like hype, not so hype, hype, not so hype, and it kept you entertained. But also there was like some awesome titles like Prey that kind of came out of nowhere, and I was really happy with. So
yeah. Would you say what was the thing that you took away most from that conference? Was that Prey for you?
100%. Yeah.
Okay. I think that's going to be kind of a universal around the panel. But Dodger, for you, score and your one takeaway?
I'm trying to decide if I want to give it a 6 or a 7. I'm really, really jazzed about Prey. Dishonored 2 looks beautiful, if a little bit broken. I love the idea of somebody saying, you know what we need is a VR RPG. And I'm totally down for Bethesda to be the ones who like really take that bull by the horns.
Especially if they're taking a long time with it, 27. They're not. Yeah. It's not available now. It's 2017, so they're actually going to take some time with it.
I think I'll go with the 7 as well. I'm so excited for Prey. That came completely out of nowhere for me, and yeah, I'm jazzed about it.
There you go. Ko, your score and your takeaway from the show.
Sure. So I gave this a 6 out of 10, and I really liked Prey. Thought that was great. I love the idea of building my own vault in Fallout. I wish we had seen more on the Fallout DLC. I was disappointed that there was no single-player Doom DLC. Quake is one of those things that brought up more questions than answers, and some of those questions are pretty concerning. Fallout 4 VR looks cool, but when I really sit down and think about how am I going to play this game, it gets a little like I start coming up with all these questions like, how am I going to move around? Like how, am I going to be, it's walking around going to move my character, or am I going to have to like warp to still locations and then I can just look around? Like that's one of those things that it could be really cool or it could be super dumb. So I don't know about that. Very disappointed that they spent as much time as they did on Dishonored 2 and Legends, especially like the Legends trailer thing had me just face palming the whole time. Like that just seemed, especially since it wasn't even a trailer, it was just a bunch of still images. It's like, really, guys? Like that's not. No one plays a card game for the cutscenes,
right?
And I completely. Here's what I'll say. I completely understand that there was no Elder Scrolls 6. They had a huge release last year, and they are still developing some of the stuff they talked about. So that's fine. Hopefully, we'll see it next year. But at the same kind of vein, I did feel like a lot of this was rehash. Like their big game, Dishonored 2, was announced at last year's E3. So it's like we already knew about that. And all we got to see was a little bit of extra gameplay. Like that, it seemed like they spent way too much time on that. The Elder Scrolls Online felt like they spent too much time on that too. Just, I gave it a 6 out of 10, but I have to say that last year was like an 11 out of 10. Yeah. So they set the bar super high. and they just didn't have the ammunition this time to keep it at that level. They just in factoring in development cycles, it's almost an unrealistic expectation to expect they could have.
Right.
And they did a decent job with Prey. That really came out of nowhere. But I still 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 for me. But that's about as much as they could have done with what they had.
For EA, it was a 2, right?
I gave EA a 2. Yep.
Let me, let's write these down here real quick. Strippin, it was EA 4, Bethesda 6. Is that what you said, Strippin?
I said 7 for Bethesda, but I'm leaning on 6.
No, you can't. Just because Cohh gave a great speech.
I didn't even factor in the fucking card game when I was giving my score.
Well, that's your fault. Look, scores are final once given. All right. This is official business. Yeah. Dodger, what was your EA score? 2?
4.
4. Okay. And then your Beth score was 7 as well.
7.
All right. And then Cohh, what was yours? 2.
I had a 2 for EA and I had a 6 for Bethesda.
Okay, there you go. And Tally, what was your EA score?
5.
Okay, and then what about what do you think of the Bethesda conference?
I give it a 7. Just because I didn't know too much about Legends, and I like Hearthstone, so I saw Legends. That's right up my alley. I was really excited about Quake, super excited, even though the whole abilities thing or whatnot. I'm still really happy to see that come back because I'm just an old school Quake WTF Quake player, and I just want to see it. And then the Elder Scrolls Online stuff, I'm an MMORPG freak, so that got me really excited. Especially the one Tamriel scaling ordeal and the Dark Brotherhood DLC that's coming out, and Prey just looked out of this world amazing. And for me, I didn't really play the first Dishonored, but watching the Dishonored 2 coverage, I agree with the rest of you guys. It just took a lot of time. I think I just could have done with one gameplay trailer, not a 7-minute trailer, gameplay trailer, then another 7-minute gameplay trailer, then a trailer, and then all the other explanations. But I mean, I give it a 7. I think I had a good time watching this one.
Yeah, I think for me it's a 7 as well. They showed a lot of Dishonored, but they did it in a very unstructured way. If they would have just showed that gameplay trailer at the end, which was I think 2 minutes or so, they basically showed everything that they were talking about without describing what was going on. And the fact that seeing her just be a fucking shadow thing, if I didn't know that was her, I'd be like, what the fuck is that thing? That's fucking cool. How does that work? But now it's oh no, that's one of her movements. It's a weird thing they were complaining about, that they showed too much gameplay for something, but they showed a lot of Dishonored gameplay.
Yeah.
Agreed. And they showed some major plot points too, with the time travel thing. And I very much feel that it would have been more organic, especially as streamers, to discover that, during the stream with our communities and stuff. Another thing that really kind of bugged me is, if you think about it, these guys have literally hundreds of thousands of people watching them. Every minute, every second is precious to these guys. They only have an hour. And the last Dishonored 2 trailer they saw, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but about 60 to 80% of that last trailer,
the stuff that they already showed,
was stuff they had just shown. Literally, the guy had just showed it, and he was like, "And here's the world premiere of our Dishonored trailer." And I'm literally watching it everything we're seeing is what we just saw. Every second counts here, guys. Why? And it's already been really long. You've been talking about Dishonored 2, and you're going to show rehash stuff at the end as the big, hey, and here's the big trailer. That just seemed kind of weird.
Yeah, I agree. The other all fucking scores are final, but the Quake thing has me so fucking nervous. I really hope, for someone that just would any day could boot up Quake live, although it's not a perfect rendition, and just play that for hours, just give me a normal I know it's not going to be now, but I just want a normal Quake game where everyone has the same fucking LG and everyone has the same fucking rail and rocket launcher. I don't want to have to worry about the fact that I didn't pick the blink person, so I got to worry about fucking being blinked on, but I can charge her if she does. I don't know. It's frustrating, but that was Bethesda. All around a pretty good, I guess you call this day -1, because day 0 is tomorrow.
Day -1 is how they're listing it, yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking E3 is so weird. For everyone just around the horn here, game of the day, anything in particular that really, I think for me, it might be Titanfall 2. I'm really interested to see where they're going with that single player, because they're humanizing the fucking robot, which is a really cool thing to see with that. And I really like the fact that you could like grapple other people when they jump out of their mechs and fucking kill them. That was awesome.
Got some pudge in there.
Yeah, I'll play the shit out of that. I'll play. Those guys have seen Dota apparently. That would be a lot of fun to play. But yeah, I think Titanfall 2 was the game of the day for me. Who knows what it'll be tomorrow? But anyone else want to jump in? I won't pick someone unless I have
Quake.
to.
I'll say Quake. Hashtag I believe.
Okay. Okay. A bold choice from Tally with Quake.
Famous last words from Tally.
He believes.
I'm split between two. I don't know if I would want to say Battlefield 1 because we saw so much gameplay of it and it looks gorgeous.
It does. Me
and
Co were talking about that.
Prey. Just because it surprised me and I'm jazzed about it. But
Prey might be a good choice. For Battlefield 1, we were talking about how we might have said something earlier when we were on air, but it kind of looks like a reskinned Battlefront.
It's like a reskin.
Absolutely.
It looks concerningly like a reskin of Battlefront. Like even the way the text was coming up on the screen with kills and the objective, like strip and nailed the objective indicator across the top. Like there was a lot of that was just like we've done all of this. We've been here. We've been to this movie before.
They're just fucking like just reskins, and it and like to a person who has stepped out of that Battlefield world for a while, this looks fucking amazing. But if you've played every game, you're like, some of this looks amazing, but I've seen the rest of this for 3 years now.
Right.
So, like,
yeah, hoping the behemoth mode or whatever will be a big enough change to where it makes that fun, and we'll see what else they throw in there. Obviously, that game's still has a couple months to iron everything out. I'm sure there'll be fucking betas that we can buy into and blah blah blah. As we, I think that comes out in October. Towards the end of it. So I'm sure we'll get our chance at it to play. But
Sam, what's yours? What was your game of the day?
I think mine was Prey. Like, that really caught me off guard, but I am really interested for the Titanfall single player.
I would figured Mass Effect would have been yours, Co.
Well, for me, mine's actually a three-way tie. And interestingly enough, it's between Titanfall, the new Mass Effect Andromeda info, and Prey. I like the Fallout 4 DLC, but I kind of felt like that was a natural progression, especially with the mobile game. So that was kind of expected, but I am glad they announced it. With Titanfall 2, though, I got to say I'm more excited for the multiplayer. I had a really good time in the multiplayer. I really like the idea of lots of different types of robots. I like the idea of all the new animations they have, the grappling hook integration. That seems like it could have, and especially that deep progression system. I really hope that wasn't just a buzzword and they really are going to go in with that. The Mass Effect Andromeda stuff, it was really good to see some familiar races. It was good to get a more handle on the story. It was good to get some more pictures of the big Ark ship, which I've been now told that that's what it's called. And apparently some images have been released of it earlier. But it was good to see that Mass Effect Andromeda, more importantly for us Mass Effect Andromeda fans, is still chugging along, and they clearly have a direction where they want to take it.
Yeah,
that's good. I can't wait for Andromeda, and I'm really excited to see that. And then finally with Prey, out of nowhere, man. And what's even cooler about Prey is it seems to be doing lots of things, from the Groundhog Day-esque stuff to the crazy mist monster things to the adventure that the main hero clearly looks like he's in some kind of dire trouble with the whole game world. That looked really cool. And I'm also kind of glad that it looked like, even though there wasn't any UI, it actually looked like we had some gameplay in there too. So that was cool. Yeah, looking over this Titanfall 2 trailer again, man, like like that laser,
a beam cannon from his chest. Then he gets out, and then he fucking does this.
I know, dude. I'm seriously watching that gets me excited to play Titanfall 2 multiplayer again. And what's even crazier is like the idea of playing that with all, like, when Titanfall 2 comes out, I think it'll have a bigger splash than Titanfall. And to get, I'm excited to see kind of Twitch come together around it. I hope that we'll be able to like play with each other like everyone did in Overwatch. Like that could be really cool. One other thing I gotta mention, kind of on the opposite though, I was really hoping the Battlefield 1 gameplay would grab me more. I was not a huge fan that they released a cutscene for the first kind of exposure of it, And I was really counting on when I saw the gameplay getting sold. And the only takeaway for me from the Battlefield 1 gameplay was that looks awesome.
Right.
Graphically, that looks great. But I hate to say it, not a single other part of that trailer got me really excited. It looked like they were doing the same stuff from Battlefront, the same go and capture an objective, go and do this. Like I had this little faint hope that they would be returning to the more kind of slightly tactical Battlefield, like some of the Battlefield 4 stuff, the Battlefield 2142 Commander stuff. Like there's so many cool things they could explore with the Battlefield franchise. And unfortunately, it looks like it's being simplified.
Yeah.
And that was a little disheartening. Inevitable, I hate saying, but disheartening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said this in chat, but like for me, both Hardline and Battlefront were guilty of this, and it's like they look amazing, but the lack of innovation from Battlefield 4, like carrying over, is what killed the game really quick.
Yeah, I agree.
Everyone was like, "This is fucking awesome," but then as soon as they get used to the new, fresh look of the game, they're like, underneath it's the same game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Again, like I said, for Battlefield 1, they're probably going to be churning out the betas very soon. Although I think EA has that thing with Xbox where you play it first on Xbox. So we're probably all going to be playing the Xbox One version before the PC, which might suck.
Yay.
It might be real rough. Tally, what was your game of the day?
Was it Quake?
Quake? Okay. So Quake, Prey, and then was a 3-way tie. You didn't actually have fun. I'll just say Mass Effect, so that gets a bullet point. So there you go. Tomorrow we have a huge day. There's a ton of conferences coming up, and a lot of fucking stuff has already been leaked. We've got pictures of the new Xbox Slim, which will be the first conference tomorrow. We've got a God of War 4 trailer, which apparently it's going to be Norse mythology, like people were rumoring. So that'll be cool. I might watch that later. There's a ton of stuff rumored. We also like maybe the new Colossus Wolfenstein thing will be tomorrow at PlayStation, or they'll just hold that till whenever they do it again. I guess in August for QuakeCon. What else is there? I'm trying to think if there's anything else big newsworthy. We know that Neo's not going to be shown tomorrow, so that takes a huge chunk out of the PlayStation conference.
Oh, we do. What happened?
I think Andrew Hauser is his name, came out and said that they will not be talking about Neo, but it is confirmed that it is a real thing. So that means that if Microsoft leads with its Scorpio, their new fucking Xbox One tomorrow, then they have to worry about that messaging, and Sony does not.
Interesting.
So that's very interesting, yeah.
Especially considering what the new Scorpio looks like.
Well, yeah, I don't think the Xbox Slim is Scorpio. I think it's...
Oh.
So they might introduce 2 new SKUs tomorrow. Slim, and then the new fucking power-up Scorpio version.
Going
muted,
for
Dodger.
gold, man.
Dodger, you're muted.
Dodger, you're muted.
You gotta stop that.
I said one of them looks like I don't like to type with it unmuted
I got
because
you.
then you
I got
have clicky clacks. So
I
I
got
keep.
you.
Anyways, what? Look, it looks like a PlayStation. It's hilarious. That's all.
Yeah, it does. It very much looks like a PlayStation. That's it, though. Here's our schedule for tomorrow. Although we are going to be starting about an hour early before Microsoft to preview everything. I don't really know what to expect from the PC gaming show tomorrow. I guess we'll all venture into that together and see if it's just a giant ATI shill or if they actually have worthy content within that. Ubisoft, we'll see a lot of South Park. That should be exciting. Plus, who knows what else the fucking crazy people at Ubisoft will have. And then Sony. God of War 4 confirmed. I don't know what else they'll have to show, but last year Sony had a fucking redonkulous conference, so we'll see if they can match it again. Right now, I think that E3 is not matching up to last year. But again, how do you match up with like Fallout 4 gameplay? Plus, we're launching this year. Like, that's a huge fucking deal. So,
dude, it's a straight up ammunition thing. Like, if the titles aren't there to announce, there's only so much they can do.
Yeah.
We'll see. Let's do some shout outs and call it a conference here for the Bethesda one. Strippin, why don't you start us off?
Sure. What's up, guys? My name's Strippin. I'm a broadcaster here on Twitch and also over YouTube. You can find me at twitch.tv/Strippin, youtube.com/Strippin, and you can hit me up on the socials at Strippin for Twitter. They was cool, but I don't think I saw anything I'm super hyped about yet, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
For sure, for sure. Dodger, some shout outs.
Hi, everybody. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/dexteritybonus and YouTube at youtube.com/pressheart to continue. I play dating sims and all kinds of silly, weird, dumb games along with a weekly news show. And yeah, on all the social medias, I'm at DexBonus, DEXBONUS. So I'd love to see you around there. And I'm excited for tomorrow because that's our big day.
That's the big day. 4 conferences. Tally, Mr. Robe, the vape master of the show. Some shout outs, sir.
Thick rips today, bro.
You can find me on Twitch. Come on. You can find me on twitch.tv/Tally. If you like to dabble in the MMORPG combos and gameplays, you can come and check me out. Then that was a great day -1, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
There you go. Vape Nation. There you go. Some Vape Nation. Ko, some shout outs. Also, Ko, I'm very old Grandpa Ko stayed up quite late tonight. So there you go. Thanks for
I
being
fell
here.
asleep like 40 minutes ago. This is called
This is all
pre-recorded.
Pre-recorded Ko.
Guesses and pre-recorded.
Do some shout outs.
Big thank you to all my co-hosts for a very fun day of E3 coverage, pre-E3 coverage, whatever it is. You are on my channel right now, so if you hit that follow button, I would love to see you in the future. Tomorrow, I saw this question on chat. We will be doing a stream tomorrow morning for a couple hours, and then we're going to launch into a full day of E3 coverage. However, it's important to mention we will be hosting the E3 coverage here tomorrow, but the real coverage is going to be on twitch.tv/itmeJP, so be sure to follow them as well, because that's where I will be for most of the day tomorrow, too. As always, you can find me here 8 a.m. every day. And a big thank you for watching. It's been a lot of fun watching this with you guys. So thank you, dudes.
Yeah, thanks everyone for coming out to the show. I think day -1, that's a wrap. Tomorrow's the big long haul, and then we get the big payoff. What if the fucking game of the show is Zelda?
Oh, stop.
What if that's the fucking reality? What if
Like, if it is, I'll be so jazzed because
It won't be.
Like, there's a part of my heart that just loves Zelda so much, but is also just has 8 layers waiting for failure.
Tired of it, man.
I know, right? Like, is this what being an adult is? I hate this.
So this art, by the way, this art right here leaked on Amazon. This is the new Zelda art, apparently. So I don't know. I don't know, man.
Damn, okay.
We'll see more. If the game fucking looks like that, I'm in. We'll find out more though on Tuesday, because that's what Nintendo's going to be showing, among Pokemon and some other weird title for the DS, because that's it.
Oh, and of course, for any faux R boys, our buddy Zeke is going to be up all night on Twitch.tv.
He's live right now. Yeah.
Yep. So you should go FOR his face after this broadcast, because there's going to be a lot going on there tonight.
Yeah, they're showing a lot of games, like I think brand new games, with a bunch of indie devs throughout the night over on /Twitch. Manverse Game, Kelly Link, and Zeke are live right now talking to some developer. I don't know who it is because they didn't show up with the lower third on the pre-show, which is just the craziest fucking thing ever. It's a 12-hour stream. They're going all the way till the pre-stream tomorrow for Twitch. So go watch that, and we'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning at, what time again? At 11:30 a.m. Eastern, because we're going live 1 hour before the Microsoft conference to preview the entire day. And we hope you guys join us there. That's going to do it for the show. Have a great evening, everyone, and we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. We're out. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Have a great evening, everyone. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow.